Greetings and salutations, I'm Zook, your lovable Dungeon Master with Token and Kai, and we are playing a game of Dungeons & Dragons. This will be the second episode of the Entropic Scourge, and let's kick it right off. Would either of you like to do a short recap of last game's session in order to get an extra checkpoint?
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Kai, do you want to do it or do you want me to do it?
Do it if you want to.
Oh,
Okay. So our characters, whoa, this music is so...
Is it too loud? Let me,
It's a little loud. I'll
Alright.
just turn it down, it's
There
fine.
we go.
Well, our characters woke up inside weird pods.
Gross.
Yeah, they were gross and slimy. And we were naked, so that was interesting. We had no idea how we got there. We just remember falling asleep at some point and then waking up, and there we were. But upon closer inspections of some other pods, we determined that the pods were digesting whatever person was inside of it, so it was very good that we got out. And after gathering our bearings and not introducing ourselves, we found food and water to survive. Managed to meet some dude on the road who was very nice.
Malcador?
Yeah, Malcador, and he gave us clothes. He stripped for us, in fact. And he gave us his clothes.
He was a nice guy.
So, with that, Atlas, my good boy, led them to his home within the mountains. And upon finding his home in the mountains, they were ambushed by some bandits who were promptly murdered. Well, okay. Yes, two of them were killed. One of them survived. Actually,
Yes.
Lidori brought him back to
That's
life.
true. Yep.
Technically.
Yep. He was dying and then was healed. Yep.
And so
And then he promptly stripped for the
he
story.
promptly stripped for his clothes.
This is gonna be an overarching theme.
Yes, apparently.
Apparently, Lidori just gets people to strip, and she doesn't. She's not trying to.
Oh, it's good. It's fine. That's just what's gonna happen now. And after he stripped and gave us his belongings, as I guess his apology, Atlas threatened his life and told him to get the fuck out of the mountains, and so he ran away.
Okay. Then let's see what else. You went into your house. You were able to find your drum.
Yes, I found my drum, thankfully. I
Yep.
was afraid that I had it.
Let me see. Any other notes that I
That drum
took?
is important. And we
Ah.
got good food in our stomach.
Yep.
And then we slept.
Yeah, pretty much where we left off. You did guys find words. The statue that was left behind one of the bandits you ended up moving and putting in front of your house. The reason I
Yes,
bring
I
that out
did.
is because it's actually important. You were able to find this like network of almost what is it called? Mycorrhizal, or however the fuck you say. It's like a mushroom network of veins. Only it wasn't mushrooms. It was the actual veins of the plant life and trees in the area that seemed to be writhing and moving, and it was all dark and gross and stuff. And you could tell that even though on the surface it didn't appear like the Entropic Scourge was there, its presence was still present. And that's pretty much where we left off. You guys had decided to kind of gather up and head to the west towards a town called Morrisport, which is known for their large graveyard and chocolate, which is a strange combination. The name Morrisport actually means sweet death. So, fun fact there in Primordial. Do either of you speak Primordial?
I think I almost did, but I don't think I do now. No.
Okay. So, basically, I think the plan was you guys were going to sell some of the stuff that you got, try to get better equipment and clothes that actually fit, and then possibly going to the caves where you think you might be able to find whatever is causing this disease.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically that's where we left off. Do you guys want to cover a little bit more? You want to get some role play while you travel at all? Or do we want to skip right to when you arrive to Morrispore?
I don't know. Atlas doesn't talk. He's just gonna stare and like think of questions in his head as they travel.
Okay, so the day is the 5th day of Olibus in the 541st year of rebirth. The sky is sort of gloomy. It's an overcast day. There's a slight breeze in the air. You can smell the fresh dew on the wildlife around you. It smells pretty good, probably to both of you, considering you're both kind of a nature people. And you have headed down the mountains. And Lador, I believe there were a couple things that you wanted to possibly bring up that you were talking about pre-game. I know about, because there were talks about going straight to the cave, and there were talks about getting re-equipped, and you guys are short on funds. So did you want to bring up something in character?
Probably not really.
Putting you in the spotlight.
Yeah, no, I wasn't ready for that. No, Lidori's probably just, if Atlas isn't going to be talkative, Lidori is probably going to be weighing options herself because she's not sure if Atlas will stick with her.
Right.
When they get there.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So you guys begin to travel down the. If you guys look at your map, you can kind of see where we are currently. You can see the green mark on the map is where you guys started, and you now are at the base. Basically, you're at the base of the mountain. The fields of the Mercados Peninsula are before you. You can see in the distance, the far distance, because the land is kind of flat in this area. You can actually see the river running, and you do see a few buildings in the distance as well. We'll say that you've been traveling for about 2 days after the event of the last session, so that means it is the 7th day of Olibus. And yeah, you can see the town in the distance. What do you guys do?
Keep going.
Keep going.
That's where we need to be.
Hey,
How much
Adam,
shit do
how
we
you
have to
doing?
sell?
What's
We
that?
have like an extra set of, what was it, leather armor?
Yeah, you guys got pretty much whatever the bandits were wearing. So I think there were 3 sets of armor, long blades, and shields, I believe. And I think you
Yeah.
split it up between you. You had a little bit of coin as well, if I recall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up with 25 copper.
Okay, so you guys continue towards Morrisport?
Yeah.
All right, so as you get closer, you see the buildings begin to basically rise in size. You know, they get the whole perspective thing. They get closer to you. Well, you get closer to them. But the thing that stands out the most is you were actually met with the graveyard first, and it is large. There's probably close to like 3,000 or so different graves and tombs. There are mausoleums. There are, different crypts and stuff throughout this large, and it looks very well maintained. It's not like your typical typical graveyard that you would see in like a fantasy setting like this, where it's all gloomy, it's all, run down, there's spider webs and stuff and dust. And it looks like it's actually very well kept. There's flowers at almost every grave, and you actually see several people, looks like either in mourning or visiting past dead ones throughout. It actually, the feel of this graveyard feels like one more of remembrance, of celebration of life, rather than of gloom and doom like you would kind of associate graveyards with. So you see the large gates to the graveyard in front of you. You could either pass through the graveyard to get to the bridge that leads you to Moristpor. You could cross the river if you wanted to swim, or you could go around the graveyard to get to that bridge. What do you guys do?
I'm okay with going through it, as long as we're not, like, treading on graves.
Right, I was about to say.
Oh yeah, there are paths.
If it would feel disrespectful,
Yeah.
but if there's pathways and it's clearly not infested with zombies and skeletons, sure.
Okay. So you get to the big, the big graveyard gates that are actually wide open. There is a guard posted out front of them. He doesn't pay either of you any mind. Actually, let me see if he knows what a drow is first.
Oh no!
That's a thing. Here's a history check for him.
Yeah.
8. Nope. So he doesn't
Okay, that's good.
doesn't even blink twice when he sees you two coming. He just kind of, good day, as
That's
you.
good.
Do you guys stop? You can talk to him if you'd like, or you can keep going.
Alice doesn't want to talk to people.
Big surprise there. Okay. So Lidori, are you just gonna keep going as well?
Yeah, our main goal is town and...
Sure. Okay. So you keep going. You see, like I said, several families and whatnot, and then you notice that there are actually a surprising number of people that don't look like they're visiting graves. They're almost like they're tourists. There's actually a person with a canvas set up, like an easel and whatnot, and he's actually painting the sights that he sees in front of him. So there's like several people. It looks like this isn't just like a memorial service. It's also like, I'll have you guys roll a history check. Atlas, you're going to be at the disadvantage for this one.
Yeah, okay.
You're at the disadvantage. Lord Dory, it's just a regular roll for you. See how much you know about this place. Oh.
Nope.
I got 6.
Yeah,
plus
neither
1
of
is
you
7.
neither of you know much about this place. It's just a really large, well-kept graveyard. You see someone who, it looks like he's going to each grave, and he's taking like the cobwebs off. He's actually wiping the graves down, and he's setting flowers. So it's very well kept. You stroll through the graveyard. No one bothers you really. You know, as long as you're not causing trouble, they really don't care that you're there. And then you get to the other side of the graveyard. The large gates open as well, and there's a guard out front of there. He nods to you, and you continue on. That's when you're met with the large river that seems to be flowing across the river. Is when you can actually see Moristpor in its like fullest. Let's actually bring that up on this map over here. So we'll open map. Okay. So you get to right here if you're looking at the stream.
Yeah.
So you see the first thing you see is a large like building with a water mill that is just continuously going. You notice that this river is actually going pretty fast. Like swimming through this might actually be dangerous. If you'd like to roll a history check to kind of know about this river itself, you'd be able to do that. If not, if you really don't care, you can just keep going.
12.
12?
I'll roll a history check.
Sure.
That might be something that Atlas knows about. I need to stop using. How do you roll? Like, how do you make this not? Whoa.
What?
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Yeah, you can do that. If you're
it
gonna
just
use this, you can just click it. It won't show up if you re-roll it.
Oh,
So
okay.
you can either do it by hand or you can use the device. But so
I'll just use this one. Okay, that's yeah.
Okay, what did you guys
15.
get? 15, and Kai, what did you get?
I got 12.
12? Okay. 12 and 15. You both get kind of the same information. These are the Ester Rapids. They actually go all the way north. They spill out into the sea, into the Null Sea, as well as going all the way north to the Alandis Forest. I'm sorry, the Aramis Forest. So it goes a pretty good chunk up of the region of Cerithius. It's a huge river. And it actually spills out into the Quaddle River. So that's pretty much just a little bit of geography history for you guys, but you get into the town of Morrisport. Immediately you're met with the unique smell of Morrisport, the sugar, the smells of chocolate, and just sweets all throughout the air. It immediately makes you hungry.
Emmett, who am I talking
Not
about?
Emmett.
Emmett's not here. Atlas, I just imagine fucking immediately gets a sugar high. He doesn't fucking have this kind of shit.
Okay, so you get into the town of Morrisport. You see that it is a bustling city. There are people everywhere. It's mostly human, with a little bit of elf, gnomes, halflings, and that's about it as far as races go. Everyone seems to be kind of doing their own thing. There's a lot of there's a lot of like carts you see being pushed around to people kind of in a little bit of a rush to get to their next job location and whatnot. But yeah, the first thing you see is that mill to your left. There are some fields to the north, and you can see a clock tower and some markets straight ahead. What do you guys do?
Alice kind of like leans down to Lidori and he says, "I don't know what we're looking for."
Markets? Market.
Okay.
I don't know. What's going?
Atlas is incredibly uncivilized. He doesn't know what the fuck anything is.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a culture shock. You've never seen this many people in one place at a time. It's
Unless it was like, I don't know how many people would show up for
oh,
the,
yeah.
the
So,
tournament.
the tournament, which you probably how old are you? You're like
He's 85. He's
85?
seen quite a few tournaments.
So you've seen quite a there's more people here than you've ever seen fill the seats of the tournament, and that is it's a little jarring to you. You've like seen Morrisport before because you actually have to kind of go past Morrisport in order to get to the Everpit Arena, but I don't think you've ever actually stopped here. It's usually you're probably accompanied by Monitis, and just kind of make your way
I was about
through.
to say, does Menodius like
Menodius.
outwardly go into the middle of like public? Is that a good thing for him to do?
People around here might know who Menodius is, but he probably doesn't
urban
make it into a
legend.
town very much.
Alice
Well,
is gonna be
yeah,
like, yeah, Menodius is my dad, and everyone's gonna look at him like he's fucking crazy.
Okay, so you guys start heading into the marketplace?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right,
We
so
can offload some of the stuff that we picked up.
right, you see several buildings, and it actually looks like most of the marketplace is people that have set up like blankets and makeshift stalls in the middle. You see a lot of people like, you know, they're haggling, they're trying to get people's attention, pull them over, and what exactly are you looking for?
I mean, I imagine we're gonna try to sell this crap that we got.
Okay, so you're looking around and you're seeing that most of the stuff that the traders are selling are like knickknacks, like treats, sweets, there's a lot of baked goods. A lot of people come here for the chocolates, so a lot of merchants are selling like different varieties of chocolate-based snacks and foods. There's some that are like peddling pottery, like jewelry and things like that. You don't see a whole lot in the way of like weapons or daggers or armor, though. So with that information, what are you guys gonna do?
Lidori's gonna kind of look around. Is there like,
Sure.
Now that they're actually in the town, because apparently I was under the impression that the graveyard was further from the town than I thought. Is there like
on the map?
guard?
It does look a lot further.
Yeah, but the graveyard's also massive, so that's understandable.
So you're looking for a guard?
Yeah,
Sure.
the guard, someone who would know the area fairly
Sure.
well.
Yeah, you see one of the guards. You can tell he's a guard by, he's very like stood up proper. He's looking around. He's got a smile on his face. He's a little bit more rotund than you would see most of the other guards at other establishments. Probably enjoys working here. He's got a blue tabard on with the crest of Morrisport, and I just described my fucking shirt.
I mean,
So yeah, you see David.
Oh, hey!
Hey!
I know who you are.
He's got a hand on his scabbard, and the shield is on his back, and yeah, he's got some facial hair that he kind of scruffs a little bit, looking around, just making sure everything is in order, and it looks like he probably doesn't see a whole lot in the way of action here.
This place looks pretty peaceful. All of the bandits apparently go to the mountains.
because if anybody fucks with the chocolate, they're going to get their ass.
Yeah, you have a whole town on your ass. Okay, so yeah, you see that guard is the one at the marketplace that's stationed right now. What do you do?
Is every guard gonna have to roll for Atlas? Jesus! I shouldn't have opened my mouth. Why did I say that?
He doesn't know.
Oh my god! So bad.
Well, I imagine drow are kind of like those like fables that people tell their kids to scare them, Like, oh, if you don't behave, a drow's gonna come and kidnap you in the middle of the night.
Oh my god. That's fucked up.
So yeah, he doesn't seem to pay any attention to the color of your skin or anything like that. He doesn't even really
Bitch, I'm blue.
stop to look at any of you.
I mean, you might be part tiefling. He doesn't know.
That's a good point.
Tieflings aren't typically blue, but there are other blue species like Janasis, but even then, Janasis are really rare as well. So, all right, yeah. So so Lidori, you were looking for a guard. You see a guard. What do you do?
Hello.
Oh, hello there, miss. How can I help you today?
So I am to town. My friend and I have come into possession of some extra supplies. Is there somewhere we could sell them or donate them for your local forces, maybe?
Well, that is mighty fine of you. I'm sure that we are plenty well equipped, so we aren't in need of much in the way of donations, but if you're looking to make a little bit of extra coin with it, if you travel north, you'll see the Snick Snacked, who is a very fine blacksmith, and she'll probably take anything off your hands, at least for the raw materials.
Thank you so much.
Anything else I can assist you with, ma'am?
No, that was it. Thank you.
Right then.
So while that happened,
Enjoy the city.
While that happened, Atlas had a momentary existential crisis because Lidori called him her friend. He's just like, we've known each other for a day. What happened? We're friends now? Whoa!
Well, actually, you've known each other for about 4 days now. It's been 4 days.
I mean, still
yeah.
though,
But
not
still,
even
yeah.
a week, and he's just
Yeah.
like, We
Wait.
like said 3 words and we're friends. That's how this
Halfling,
works.
okay.
Been a very awkward few days.
He doesn't know what that is. The most that he's probably seen is like massive other fucking monstrous species from the tournament, and like maybe some buff ass like humanoids.
All right, so you have the location of a blacksmith. Would you like to head in that direction?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So the 2 of you, or I should say 3, since you have the Mirage. So the Mirage is getting way more looks than the Drow is at this point.
It's a unicorn bun.
And
Big fluffy unibun.
there's a little kid actually runs up, and he's kind of a chunky little kid, probably no older than like 6, 7 years old. He's got chocolate smeared all over his face, all over his hands, and he looks pretty much at eye level with you, Midori. And it's like, oh, what is that?
He like runs up and and like Atlas is just like, oh, what the fuck?
Hi, Dave.
Hey, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. It's Dave. Hi. All right, so yeah, you see, so that kid just kind of, he's got a chocolate bar in one hand, just chocolate all over his face, all over his hands, and he's like, oh, what is that?
He says that, and like Atlas looks at him and he points at the chocolate in his hand. He says, "What is that?"
Kind of looks at the chocolate and he goes, chocolate?
Atlas looks baffled.
Have you never had chocolate before?
No.
You've never had chocolate?
Poor child.
It's
No.
only the greatest invention ever.
Okay, who sells the best chocolate in town?
But you didn't answer my question. That's it's a flump?
Well, his name is Flump. I don't know what it. Well,
Oh.
would I actually know he's an Almirage?
Yes, you
or-
would know that it's an Mirage.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's what's known as an Almirage.
Ooh. Can I pet it?
After you wash your hands.
Oh. You see him kind of scamper off, and he heads to a small little river, a stream, and kind of starts washing his hands off. Keeps looking behind him to make sure you're still there, not running away. And then he's going to. He scampers back and he kind of shakes his hands off, wipes them on his pants, and gives a nice little scritch to Flump. Flump goes. He kind of Flump looks up to you, like, what the fuck are you doing to me? And he kind of gives you a nyim nyim nyim.
Don't give me that.
Nyim nyim nyim. It's like, oh my god, he makes such cute noises.
He does.
Thank you, Missy.
Bye.
Oh.
Okay, wait. What's the best chocolate?
There, and he points to a building right behind you, and you see people going in and out with, like, they'll go in empty-handed and come out with bags full of stuff, and it has a sign above it with what looks like a round, Ladora, you would know it as a cookie. Atlas, you see it as like this round, like, ration with like black spots all over it. It's very bizarre looking. But it has in common, it says the chalk and chuckle.
The chalk or like chalk?
Chalk,
C-A-O?
like chalk, CHOC.
Okay.
Like chocolate, only with.
Oh, okay. See, I thought I was straight.
Holy
Fuck.
shit! And dogs run by you, barking at some other kid.
Oh shit!
Come on, guys,
That
go
was
in.
laughs.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got the location of supposedly the best chocolate shop in town, and the Snicked Snack up top, a little north of you. The Snick Snack. Yes.
Is everything just a food pun here?
So far that you've seen.
We are going in the chocolate shop.
Okay.
Do you like grab Atlas's?
I am going to grab Atlas
Oh my
by the
God.
wrist and drag him in.
All right.
He's so confused, but he lets it happen because he's also curious about this weird, sweet substance that was completely covered in this child.
All right. So you head into basically the door looks like it has been left open. There's a bell over that would be hit by everybody coming in. But the owners, whoever owns this place or manages this place, has opted to put a stopper in front of the door to keep the door open.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Because people are just going in and out. It's a giant tourist attraction in Morrisport. And you head in and, yeah, you see just stands, rows and rows of, like, chocolate. There's, like, truffles. There's turtles. There's boxes with just assorted different treats. There's pulled candy, taffy. It's a little kid's, like, dream is this place. You head in and you see like a very short, stocky, older woman with a cane, and over her shoulder looks like this small dragon just perched and just kind of looking. Why are you dogs barking?
Why are you dogs?
Why are you dogs barking?
How dare you be dogs?
Yeah, right? But yeah, so she's...
Oh, I hear a siren.
Yes.
That's probably what it is. All right. So yeah, you see that, and she slowly kind of makes her way to you guys. It's like, well, welcome to the Chalk and Chuckle. I'm Ferris. How can I help you today?
Atlas is just staring at that dragon. He is entranced by this tiny dragon.
Okay, Ferris, I need a recommendation because apparently my new friend here has never had chocolate.
She just kind of looks over to you and wide-eyed. Oh.
Atlas is uncomfortable.
Well, you came to the right place. And she kind of goes over to a nearby stand, and the pseudo dragon that's on her shoulders kind of turns and perks, and is just keeping an eye on you guys, just kind of looking. You know, its head is kind of tilted, inspecting you guys, and
Atlas is staring right back.
Make an animal handling check.
Okay. What is my animal handling? Okay. I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay. So you kind of like make eye contact with the pseudo dragon. The pseudo dragon makes eye contact with you, and it sticks out its tongue slightly, and then
I stick out my tongue slightly.
And then he like basically jumps off of the shoulder of Ferris and flaps its way over to you and lands on yours. Its elongated neck kind of looks at you in the face and just kind of gives you a little tickle with its tongue on your nose.
I use 2 fingers and I scritch him under his chin.
It kind of like perches its neck up and letting you do it, and you kind of hear it make this adorable like noise.
Yeah.
You know, it seems to really like you. By that time, Ferris has picked up a little tiny plate with like a napkin on it and is coming over with her cane. It's like, oh, I see you've met Mittens.
Mittens?
Yes, Mittens, and it seems he's taken quite a liking to you. Tell me, what is your name, dearie?
Atlas.
Atlas. Well, it is nice to meet you, Atlas. And, oh, I didn't ask you. What is your name, little one?
I'm Lidori.
Lidori. Well, here, this one is on the house since you've never tried chocolate before. And holds out, basically it's a little tiny plate with a napkin on it, and it's got 4 pecans on either side with a ball of chocolate in the middle. It looks like it has been drizzled with some sort of with some sort of like glaze on top of it, with crumblies of like nuts on top of it, and it actually looks like a turtle.
I had a feeling it was gonna be the turtle.
Yep. And she hands it to you as a free sample.
He takes it. And he like looks at her like completely baffled but like astonished, and he's so like he's not smiling, but he is like so happy right now. And he says, "Thank you."
Well, go on, eat it. I want to see your reaction. She kind of claps her hands a little bit.
He's like really hesitant because he thinks it's so cute. He finally like brings it up to his mouth and he takes a nibble at the head.
Oh, you need to put the whole thing in for the whole experience.
Okay, and he just shoves it in his mouth.
And the culmination of different like textures and flavors burst through your mouth, and you feel this warming sensation of your cheeks, and once you pierce the center, there's this little bit of caramel that comes out, and it is so good. It is like probably one of the best things you've ever eaten. To be
Holy
frank.
Shit! Atlas is just like, okay, why don't I live off of this?
The pseudo dragon gives you kind of look like, gives you this nod and licks you again on your nose before Mittens flaps off and kind of just soars through the shop and heads out back somewhere.
Okay.
That was amazing. Good. I am glad you like it. I've been doing this my whole life with my wife, and we are just... we love this stuff, and seeing this kind of moment in people's lives just brings so much happiness and joy.
Atlas is like a completely different person right now. He's just like, holy fuck. This is what I've been missing out on my whole life.
Please, feel free to browse around. That one was on the house. Anything else, we're gonna have to charge you, though. So, you know, I can make some suggestions, and I'm sure your friend here can as well. But if you need anything else, you just let me or my wife know.
Thank you. He's
She,
like having a hard time making eye contact, but he's like being genuine for once in his life.
she smiles and she begins to scamper off. For a visual, you can look at what these characters look like, by the way. That was Ferris, and you can also see Maudie as well. They look like really old gnomes. They've probably been here for a long time. The tablet kind of squished the page together a little bit, but yeah, you can see a pretty good picture of both of them. They're just like this cute old married couple that looks like they love what they do. Okay, so what do you guys do? You're in the chocolate shop.
Atlas will look around because now he wants more.
Okay, you actually look and you see what looks like they have a sampler section where you can try little bits and pieces of no cost, kind of like it's only like a little tiny bite, like if you were going to like an ice cream shop or something like that, and you'd be able to sample what you get before you buy it. So there's like taffy, there's caramel, there's like coated apples, there's so much that you could choose from in this establishment.
He just takes one of everything that he sees and he just starts eating
Okay.
it all.
They don't stop you. There are some small workers that are more than happy to explain whatever your chocolate questions are.
He doesn't have questions, he just wants to eat.
Just eat some. All right. Do you guys buy anything, or do you just do some sampling?
Well, he'll sample, but yeah, he'll look at. He wants more torque.
Okay, the turtles. Those are 2 copper apiece.
Now, what I have on my sheet isn't like, what I have on my sheet isn't like our total funds, is it? I'm pretty sure that's all I collected.
That's what you have. Yes, that's
Okay.
what you have.
I'm gonna buy 5 of them.
You're gonna buy 5, so a silver's worth of chocolate turtles. Okay. Yeah. So that the worker goes underneath the glass container, grabs a bunch, and they puts them in this nice little carrying case. It's almost like a ring box, but bigger. And puts all of them in. The box is actually free of charge. The young little human will take a quick bow and slide it forward to you. It's like, thank you for shopping, and she takes the money, and yeah, you have 5 turtle treats now in
He
your
will just
inventory.
stare at them in his hand. He's entranced by these. So it was how much technically?
It was
not. I
one
don't
silver total.
How much is that in copper? Because it won't let me like.
That'll be 10 copper.
Move. 10 copper.
Yep.
Okay.
Ladori, are you going to buy anything while you're here?
Lidori will buy one of the turtles because she wants to try them herself.
Sure.
And then like a assortment box.
Sure.
Small assortment.
Yeah, they have an assortment box. It's got like taffy, licorice. It's got stuffed chocolate. Some that you might not like. Like, I'm not sure how your character likes cherry.
He's probably better about that shit than I am. Okay.
Probably there's like some with like coconut cream filling. It's a nice box that runs you 1 silver, and it's got 50 pieces of miscellaneous chocolates.
Okay.
Yeah, they just hands it over to you, and you guys have a bunch of chocolate. Okay.
Alice cares about nothing else now. He's just like, I don't know how I've been missing out on this my whole life.
Cramming it all into your mouth, or are you
No,
actually gonna save this?
he's saving it. He's at the moment. He literally just has it in his hands and he's just staring.
Okay. All right. The box is open, or do you have the box closed in your hand?
Oh, like does it not have like a window on the top of it? It's just like little cardboard box.
Sure. Well, we'll say that there's a little window that you can look at the chocolate through. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you're just kind of looking at the box of chocolates, and there's a couple people kind of maneuvering around you and whatnot. It's a very busy establishment. The size of the house. It's a decent size house, but there's probably close to 50 people in this room alone. So it's pretty busy.
Do they have anything that would be safe for Flump to eat?
There is actually a pet section. It looks like they it's not chocolate that they do, but it's like molasses instead. So it's actually safe for pets to eat.
I want to get Flump like a big size snack.
Sure. Yeah, they have probably a biscuit, probably about that big. So it's a decent size, and you're able to, Flump is outside right now because he's in,
He probably wouldn't have been here.
I should pick it up to him somehow if he's going to get a treat.
All right, so you guys get we'll say that's only like an extra copper, so you can just mark off 1 copper extra for that.
Okay.
And so you guys get a bunch of chocolates and treats, and do you head out, or do you want to mingle a little bit more? You could talk with the owners if you like, whatever you want.
No, Atlas is done. This is all he needed.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for the stomach ache to kick in.
Well, Atlas has only had 1, so.
Well, he ate a bunch of the samples.
Oh, you're right.
He went grocery shopping on the sample.
All right, yeah. Why don't you make just a basic Constitution saving throw? It's not a high difficulty.
Watch me get a nat 1.
Don't get a nat 1.
Ooh.
What'd you get?
I got a 10.
A 10? The DC was 10.
Almost bad.
The DC was 10. It was an easy
good.
check. So yeah, you feel a little full, and then you're kind of realizing why you don't eat just chocolate, because it doesn't feel like it's actually sustaining you. Yes, it tasted real good, but it's the sweet versus savory. You know,
Yeah,
you're gonna need some sort of protein.
There was no nutrition. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, you guys head out, and you can see there are about three little kids surrounding Flump, and a few of them are actually like braiding Flump's hair, putting like beads inside of it, and one tied a bow around his head, and he's just looking at you, and he looks all proud of himself, like yum yum yum.
Okay, I thought if he was gonna be like pissed off, Atlas probably would have been over there and would have like gotten out like a stick or something and would have gone after children.
No, he actually looked like he's kind of enjoying the attention. And he just looks at you, yum yum yum.
What? Do you think I got you something?
Yeah. Kind of sniffs the bag like Oscar does whenever we bring a treat home. Go straight for it.
You think this is for you?
Yum yum.
Really?
Stomps on the ground with his hind feet. Stomp.
There you go, Flump.
And just starts going at it. And you see the little kids are kind of giggling and they kind of run off. So just in case that you're gonna get mad at them for putting all the stuff in Flump, and they just run off and just go off and do their own thing.
It's fine. Flump didn't look annoyed, therefore.
Okay, so you have reunited with Flump. You're in the town square, a little bit north of the marketplace. You can see the Snick Snack up north a little bit more. What do you guys do?
Well, I guess if we're done chocolate shopping, maybe we should go sell our stuff.
Yeah.
To the Snick Snack.
The Snick Snack.
Did you keep track of the extra stuff we picked up?
Yeah, I have everything that I specifically picked up. So, I'm wearing one of the leather armor. I have one of the leather armor.
Yep.
So there was 3 in total. So I do have the extra one on my sheet.
Yeah. So yeah, because there were 3.
I have the 2.
Yep.
It was leather armor.
Right. They only got gear from one guy, so.
Yeah, I took the gear from the dude that was petrified.
Yeah.
So we have 2 extra shields and an extra short sword as well.
Right. Okay. And whatever. I'm assuming you guys recorded the coins and stuff that you found on them too. Okay. Just wanted to make sure you didn't screw yourselves over. All right. So yeah, you head north. You can hear the ting, ting, ting.
That sounds familiar.
That is a sound that you're accustomed to, and you can feel kind of the heat coming off of this place, which is actually kind of welcome. It's a little chilly this time of year, especially so close to the coast. But yeah, you hear the sound of working metal up north. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot of people over in this section of the city. You're kind of taking Lidori. You would kind of get this cue. I don't think Atlas would much, but there's not a whole lot of call for like metalworking in a city like this. Maybe for like tools and like, you know, farming implements and stuff, but weapons, maybe not so much. But yeah, you see the building of the Snick Snack, which is actually it looks like a candy cane crossed with a sword.
Oh my god. And this place is like a child's dream come true.
It's funny because last game was such like a dark theme, and this game is just like, yay!
Holy fuck.
But the door is open. It's held open with a door blocker, and yeah, you can feel the heat from the forge coming off this place just as you're approaching. What do you guys do?
Oh, I'm gonna walk in.
Okay, you walk on in, and you see behind at the forge, you see a very strong built woman. I will click on her figure so you can kind of see. She's got long blonde hair, blue eyes. She's wearing a leather apron. Very, very strong, muscular woman. Ting ting, ting ting, ting ting. She ting ting and then stops and looks. Oh, Hello there, lads and lasses. How can I help you
We're
today?
We look like a couple of like children walking in.
She takes the sword and into the water. Takes the gloves off and wipes her hands off. You can see the soot all over her face, and you can smell the smell of the burnt leather, the melting metal in the air around you. And that heat, once again, if you had to work in this all day, it would be brutal unless you were accustomed to it. But yeah, she walks up to each of you, keeps a respectable distance. How can I help you?
So, we found ourselves in possession of some extra gear, and we're wondering if you'd be willing to take it off our hands.
So you're looking to sell? Go ahead and let's just put it on this table right here, and we'll see what we can do for that.
Okay, yeah.
you
Let's
guys-
go get the shit out.
Roll a history check, both of you.
I've been doing shit at those.
It's okay.
I got an 18 for that one.
18, okay.
I got a 9. No,
9,
10.
10? Okay, 10 was the difficulty. So,
Oh, cool.
it's a really easy, she is very much a human. You can tell just by looking at her. However, she seems to be speaking with a Bartholomew accent like a dwarf. So yeah, she says, all right, go ahead and put it on the counter here, and we'll see what you've got.
Okay, so I will put the leather armor, the 2 shields, which I think you said were like bucklers, and then the
Oh.
1 short sword.
Hikaru-chan, thank you so much for the raid. Very much appreciate it.
Oh shit, we're being raided?
We just got raided, yep. All right, so you put everything on the counter?
Yes.
Okay, so that's 3 suits of leather, 3 swords.
And not 3, it should be 1, because I think we're each wearing 1.
Oh, right, and
Yeah.
you're keeping one of the suits of leather, is that correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, no, because
Or are you gonna sell all of it and get new gear?
I don't. Will we be able to afford it? See, I don't know.
Stopping in with the raid to say hello between this download and your pit rate. I'm unable to stick around. That's all right. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see. You put every. So I missed that. Go ahead and say that again.
Well, I mean, I'm currently we're wearing 2 of the the leather armors.
Well,
Right.
I didn't get leather, I got chain.
That's.
Oh yeah, you had a
that's
chain.
right.
Okay,
One of
so
them had
there's,
chain.
yeah. Okay, so then I have a leather armor, and then I have an extra leather armor.
Okay. And
So it's just the 1 leather armor, 2 shields, and a short sword.
sure.
Yep.
Okay. Let me see here. Look at the prices. So, leather armor. Well, I don't do much with the leather armor, but I could probably use it for handles and stuff. You probably get a better price at the stables in town, but I'm willing to take it off your hands if you don't want to go lug all the way over there. I'll tell you what, for the lot of it, let's see, you've got for the short swords, so 30. Plus, it looks like these seen a bit of wear and tear, some bloodstains on it, so definitely been used once or twice before. Let's see.
Totally not my blood.
We'll say 30 gold for the lot.
How much without the leather?
Without the leather, like I said, I don't have much use for the leather, so that didn't really affect much of the price there. But we'll say 25 without the leather.
Sure.
All right.
Atlas is like, I don't fucking know. Here, you deal with the
So-
bartering. I don't know how much it made.
Go ahead and not a bad price, but given the wear and tear of the items, it's a fair deal. And
It's
she
more than
gives
what
you
we have.
yes, she gives you the 25 gold, and go ahead and get rid of all of those items.
Okay.
Now then, it looks like if you don't mind me saying, it looks like the armor and bits of protection you're with And those makeshift spears, and not quite the best equipment.
Like the fucking makeshift
Now that you've got a little bit of coin, would you like to buy anything like good?
Yes.
All right. Well, as you can see, you can take a look around and see what catches your fancy. I can also make sure that chain fits you a little bit better if you don't want to have to buy a whole new set of armor.
I'd appreciate that a lot. It pinches.
I can bet maybe a nice gambeson to go with it.
How much?
For the gambeson, considering that you've got the chains and working that a bit, we'll say mere 5 gold.
Okay.
All right. You're gonna have to give me about a day to be able to fit that to you, and I'm gonna have to take your dimensions, of course. So don't mind me poking and prodding a bit.
Yes.
She comes behind the counter and takes a cloth ruler, begins taking your measurements, marks it down on a piece of paper, and then takes the chain armor. And it was heavy when you were wearing it, and she looks like it's not even affecting her. She throws it over her shoulder and heads out back and puts it down, makes some notes, and puts it aside. Any weapons catch your fancy? Are you the adventuring type?
Kind of.
Well,
Sorta.
Well, just to let you know, I do have a limited stock if you're looking for a little bit of an extra oomph, if you will. I can actually silver your weapons, but it's a little bit more of a coin if you want me to do that for you.
Atlas kind of like goes up and he's like, "What does that mean?"
Silver weapons, mostly used if you're fighting like beasts with some sort of magical resistances. Also, that of the lycanthropic nature, werewolves.
Oh.
We've also
much
got
would
a
that
limited
cost?
stock of mithril as well. The silvered weapons will add roughly 100 to the cost. It's a little pricey, but you're getting a quality weapon with that, and of course, prices are always negotiable.
Unfortunately, we don't have quite that much gold.
Ah, well, that's all right, dearie. What would you like?
Atlas is looking around. What kind of weapons does she have?
So you can actually see a list in the Snick Snack on your tablet, and it'll show you everything that she sells.
On my tablet.
On your tablet.
Where is this?
It should be. Let me see. You're in the Mercados Peninsula, so let me pop that out. Oops. I'm doing this upside down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Doing it upside down.
The back button doesn't work.
Wow, I'm lagging a little bit. It's crazy. Alright, so we're in Morrisport, open map. Then you're in the Snick Snack. So right here. And you can either look through that or go to read the full article. And it'll have all the info there.
Okay. Hmst.
Yeah, but you notice most of her stuff is metal based, so there's not a whole lot in the way of like leather accoutrement. But all of the things look like pretty quality work.
I think I'm okay for now.
So you're gonna just stick with the makeshift spear that you have?
No, I have a short sword.
Oh, that's right. You got that off of the yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because
Yep.
there were.
It's a little battered and used, but it will still definitely do the trick.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, I think I'll be okay for now.
Okay.
We'll come back if we need more weapons, though.
Anything that you wanted? I know that you were you were going to start off with a glaive, but then everything happened.
Yes, you started us off naked without armor.
Yes, I did. So do you want to get a glaive? Because she does sell those.
I need to see how much a new saddle for Flump is going to cost.
Ah, okay. Yep, that's fair. Yep.
Good point.
Okay. All right. So, what would you guys like to do? You got a little bit of extra coin. You know where the Snick Snack is. You got some chocolate. What do you do?
What was
you
it
point
about
us in the
stable?
direction of the stables?
Right. Yeah. You're gonna go. Just follow the stream a little bit. So when you get to the near the exit of the city, the eastern entrance of the city, there you'll see the stables there. Once you get to all of the horses and the different mounts there, you'll know that you're on the right place.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely no problem at all, dearie. And while you're there, you make sure you say hello to Ivlia for me. Tell her Dorona says hi.
Okay.
Right.
Dorona?
Yes, that is my name. Dorona.
Okay.
Dorona Dawnforge, originally from Barth the Dream.
I don't know where that
Understand
is.
the accent.
Aye. Born and raised. Couple of lovely dwarves up there.
Yeah.
Dwarves.
Right, well, you two have a great day, and thank you for stopping by. If you need anything else at all, you come on over here.
Thank you.
Alright, so you guys leave the Snick Snack. You begin heading south. You pass the Chalk and Chuckle. You pass the marketplace. And that's when you can see what looks like there is a pillow with 3 Z's written above it. And it says the Sweet Dreams Inn. You pass that a little bit more. And it looks like there is also the stables. You can see several different mounts, war ponies, regular horses, riding horses, and different things like that. There's a couple of wagons and stuff parked out the front of it, big bales of hay for feeding them, and you see a couple stable hands as well. Okay, so you head on in, and the first thing that hits your nose is the smell. The mixture of hay and feces. If you've ever been on a farm before, you will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, but you get there and you see a lovely looking dwarven woman, and she is at the counter. It looks like, well, no, she's not at the counter. She's at one of the stalls, and it looks like she's got a brush, and she's, you know, combing down one of the horses there. And let's get that open. She's got long brown hair clasped with golden clasps in a long braid, a thick red sweater with rolled up sleeves and leather boots and whatnot, and she smiles and looks your way. Oh, welcome to the stables. How can I help you? Another dwarf.
Well, this one's an actual dwarf.
This one's an actual
Wait,
dwarf. The other one's a human that was
dwarf.
raised by dwarves.
Atlas will get the leather out.
Oh, what do you've got there, lad?
We were looking to sell it, and we were informed that you would have more use for it than most of the people here.
All right. Let me see here. Oh, well, she holds it up, and you can see she kind of pokes her finger through one of the holes in it, and then holds it up to her eye and looks through. Well, looks like these have definitely seen their match. Well, I can still use it though. It's at least for scraps. You know, I'm not gonna give you much for it. I I could give you, let's say 5 gold for the lot.
Sure.
All right. She hands you 5 gold and takes those off of your hand.
Okay. So now we're back up to 25 gold for all that shit.
All right.
What about a saddle? Yeah.
You wouldn't happen to have any saddles that might fit an Almirage, would you?
I'm sorry, a what?
Almirage.
I can't say I'm familiar. What does an mirage look like?
Lidori is going to, like, point out the window where Flump's waiting.
She looks out the window, takes a double take, like...
What the fuck?
I can certainly say that no, I do not have anything that would fit that majestic little creature, but I'll tell you what, I would be happy to be the first person to make one.
How much would it run me?
That's a custom job. Normally I'd charge roughly 30 gold for something like that, but tell you what, I'm just gonna be happy to do it. Being able to work with one of the, you said it was an Almirage?
Yes.
I'm of course gonna need to stable a creature. What is its name?
Flump.
Is it of the male or female persuasion?
Male.
Male. Well, I will have to stable him, most likely overnight, get his measurements and get everything, you know. I prefer to work directly with whatever my subject is. So we're talking probably a day with Flump and another day for the actual work and finishing process, as well as the curing of the leather itself. But I can guarantee some fine work. 25 gold.
Going to eat up.
You could attempt to haggle.
Is Atlas able to, like, see any animal? Is it just horses that are stabled here? Or...
Mostly horses. There are some ponies. Yeah, that would probably be about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He'll kind of peer out towards all of that, and he'll say, well, if it's gonna take a few days or so to make it, I could maybe help you around on hand to maybe bring down the price.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh god! Oh no! Okay. Well, I can't see it. Hold on. Alright, here we go! Okay. That's a natural 1.
Natural 1.
-1, so a 0.
You rolled a 0. Actually, technically, with my rules, that's a -10.
Yeah, it's a negative, so a -11.
She kind of looks you up and down, kind of notices he
kind of looks a little aggressive. He's just like, let me fucking let you help me.
She's sort of taken back a little bit. I appreciate the offer, lad, but I've kind of got all the help I need. Thank you, though.
He kind of looks
so
like, whatever, fine. Crosses his arms.
So as it stands, the price is going to stand at 25. Unless you want to try to persuade it as well, Lidori, you're more than welcome to.
I'm trying to think of a way to persuade.
Let me make sure I'm not ripping you off here. I'm pretty sure saddles go for like 50 gold.
a basic riding saddle is 10.
Yeah, but it's an exotic saddle.
Exotic saddles are 60.
60.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
about
what I
half
thought.
off.
Okay, yeah, so she's offering you a really good price already. But you can try to bring it down a little bit. You know, it's always negotiable.
I would also like to point out that exotic saddles are for flying and aquatic creatures.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're also 25 is way less than 60.
Right.
Oh, God damn it. But let's ban this asshole.
Ban the bot.
Yeet.
Eat this bastard. Okay. Okay, so what are you gonna do?
Have you ever ridden an Almirage?
Considering I've never heard of an Almirage before today, no. I have never ridden an Almirage before.
Do you want to?
She kind of gives you this look for a second. Go ahead and make a persuasion roll at the advantage.
Okay, so the first roll was a 13, second roll, so 18 after my modifier.
She's got a little bit of a twinkle in her eyes, and you do not think that he would mind?
No, Flump likes people.
10 gold.
Okay, deal.
All right. Yeah. So you see her go out, and she's going to offer some food to Almira to Flump and make an animal handling check at the advantage because she's good at this.
Yes.
This is her job. Okay. She gets a 17. She's like, you see Flump immediately takes to liking Ivlia. Hi, Ellie. And basically you see her put no, actually she wouldn't try to put a lead around Flump. Just takes her into the stables, opens up one of the pens and goes inside, and she begins heading to work. So what do you guys do? You're not going to have Flump for a day.
Lidori will go over to the stable and go, Flump, this is very important. Stay right here until we get the saddle, okay?
So, while you're saying this stuff, Flump, Ivlia is taking a brush to Flump, and feeding Flump some treats and whatnot, and just kind of getting acquainted, getting pets, and Flump is completely ignoring you.
That means he'll stay put.
Yep. All right. So, what do you do? Where do you go?
Oh, well, I guess we have how long did she say it was gonna take?
It's gonna take 2 days to make the saddle. Yep.
Okay.
Which is really good. That means she's making it a priority.
Where is this cave that we determined was nearby?
The cave that you've determined nearby is back towards the base of the mountain. So you're looking about a day's travel if you go there.
Okay.
Well, we can stock up on supplies, get ourselves somewhere to stay for a couple days.
Alice is just like, I'm okay with sleeping outside. Okay, fine. We can go find a place to stay.
You've been sleeping outside for 4 days. You probably want to take care of yourself a little bit.
I want a bath and a bed.
Yep.
Alice is just like, there's a fucking river.
There's a bathhouse.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
Alice, have you ever taken a hot bath?
Yes.
Okay, just imagine that, but all day.
It's water.
It's really good feeling water.
Atlas can't fucking stand water.
Well, he's a butt.
Okay, so what do you guys do? Where do you go?
To his reluctance, he follows Lidori to wherever she wants to stay.
That's fair.
Lidori's going. They passed what looked like an inn on the way there, didn't they?
Yeah, it said the Sweet Dreams Inn, so yeah.
I'm gonna go in there.
Okay. So you head to the inn, and let me crack that open. Sweet Dreams Inn. All right, so you head into the inn. It's got quite a few people in the actual entrance. You can like actually have a meal of food in here as well. It's not really a tavern, but it has like the like amenities of like you can get food and different things like that. You can see what looks like a little let me see here, what race. I know she's either, I think she's a halfling. Hang on, let me open this up. There we go. Yeah, a halfling. So immediately what you see is this this small little halfling. She's got red speckles of freckles all over her face. She's got this like just giant curly red hair that's almost as big as she is. She's wearing a blue dress, apron that has like splotches of food all over her. You can see like it looks like she uses a spatula to keep her hair in place. And she immediately sees you two come in. She's like, "Oh, come on in. It is good to meet you." So you come in. Hi there, I'm Kithy. What is your name?
Atlas is so confused.
I'm Lidori. This is Atlas.
Lidori Alice. Hi. How can I help you?
So, how much does it cost for a room or two for the night?
Oh, well, let's see. We're pretty full up at the moment, but I'm sure we've got something. She begins thumbing through. That's really hard when you go from a lisp and then have to go to regular description. She begins thumbing through. Wow, that's hard to say. Some books. Well, it looks like you're in luck. We actually have one of every room available at this time. So if you're looking for the communal rooms, it's only going to be about 1 silver per night, or you can get a private bedroom, which will be 3 silver. There's only 1 bed in a private bedroom. Or if you can want the vacationers chambers, that's going to be about 5 silver. And then there's the luxury suite, which is really good. That's going to be about 8 silver, or you can go for, I don't know if you two are like, but there's the honeymoon suite that's 2 gold.
Atlas is so confused, like, what does that mean?
We're not together, we're just traveling partners.
I mean, we technically are together, we're traveling together.
No judgment, okay? Like, seriously, like...
What does that mean?
Now we can just see Alice going, but we are together?
But we are together.
No, we're not. We're friends.
See, but like she starts rattling off all these prices and he starts like looking in his money pouch and he's like, oh my god, why don't we just sleep outside?
I think the communal room will be fine, thank you.
Okay, yeah, we've got about 5 beds left in the communal room, so yeah, you can pay now or pay when you're actually ready to crash, and I should be here all day, so whenever you're ready, and if you get hungry, you make sure you come back here, and I've got a lot of good foods ready to cook. I got some in the oven right now. Oh, it's gonna be really good. I recommend the fried dough. If you're looking for something a little bit more fancy, we also have the Shooken Frosties that are really, really good. Only available at the Sweet Dream Inn right here.
This is some capitalist advertising I've ever heard it.
It was 1 silver for the communal room.
Yes, 1 silver per night for the communal room per bed. So it would be 2
I'll
silver.
Pop in 5. Oh, for each of us? Okay.
Yeah, it would be 1 silver for each of you.
I'll pay for 10.
10.
You're gonna pay for
10 copper. 1 silver.
okay.
I'll pay 1.
Okay. All right. So 10 copper for yourself and 1 silver equivalent for Lidori.
So Atlas is paying for 1 night?
Yes.
Lidori will pay the other 3 silver for the second night.
Okay, because the saddle is gonna take 2 days to complete. So.
Right.
All right. So yeah, you put the 4 equivalent of silver on the table. She's like, oh, thank you so much, sweetie. And if you need anything at all, you just give me a little ring. In the communal room, there is a communal bell. You can just give that a nice little pull on the string, and I'll come wandering in, or somebody will. Well, either me or somebody else. I don't know. I don't know. You'll get service, though. I promise.
Okay, thank you.
Atlas is just like 1,000-yard stare.
Kissy
so
will,
much.
Kissy will look at Lidori, and she's gonna go. Is your friend okay?
I don't know.
He seems a little unacquainted with the surroundings. You seem to be taking it pretty well, though.
Well, I'm from Hillcrest, so this is
Oh, you're from Hillcrest. I'm from Hillcrest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, I didn't live there very long, but yeah, for a good 10 years, I was in Hillcrest, and it was a really, really nice time.
Right. It's a nice place.
Well, welcome to Morrisport. It's good to have you
Atlas
here.
is just dreaming about being back out in the woods and like, working around with the stone and staring off at the sky. He's just gone. He's fucking gone.
He's checked out. He's just checked out.
He's done. The chocolate was enough. That's all he cares about society.
All right. So, what do you guys do?
What time is it right about now?
We'll say with everything that you guys have done, you've kind of wandered the town, did some shopping. We'll say it is probably about 7 in the evening. So it's starting to the sun's beginning to set, and yeah, 7 o'clock. You guys are getting a little hungry. You haven't had anything of actual food today. Just the gorging of the chocolate.
Alice will kind of smell the food in the air and he'll reluctantly look at Lidori and say, if you want, we can stay for food.
Kissy, what's for dinner?
For dinner, let's see. Well,
she starts going on, and Atlas is just like, no.
well, we've got the chocolate truffles, we've got the fried dough, we got the fruit giggle, the chocolate mousse, the cake, the fruit pie, the chocolate cream pie, the tiramisu, the ice cream, and the shookin' frosty.
Do you have meat? Do you have meat?
Oh, if you're looking for some actual like sustenance, you're gonna want to go to the taverns where you go for that. The Truffle Tomb Tavern. Corwin will set you right up, though.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much. We're
Absolutely.
gonna go that way.
You sure I can't convince you to have some of the ice cream or the Shook and Frosties? They're really good.
I don't know what that is, and Atlas starts leaving.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.
Oh my god.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Atlas is fucking gone. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Kissy is the epitome of extrovert.
Oh dear god. So much.
That encounter was exactly what I wanted it to be. Okay.
Oh my god.
So right next door, across the way, is you see the Truffle Tomb Tavern. It's actually it looks like a tomb, but it says on the tomb it says "In chocolate we trust."
Oh my god.
And the Truffle Tomb Tavern.
Alice is gonna be so fucking sick of sweets by the time we leave.
You can tell this is why a lot of the inhabitants of this town are kind of rotund.
Are wired? That too.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking about their weight. They're all so wired.
Yeah, Kithy obviously has been tapping into her own supply.
Oh my god. Just imagining he like grabbed her by the shoulders and he's like, "Meat, woman! I need meat!"
Okay, so you head into the Truffle Tomb Tavern, and you see looks like it's a fairly busy establishment. It's around the right time for to get dinner and a nice drink. You can see several different bar wenches and waitresses and people bussing tables and whatnot. Behind the tavern, you see this woman in kind of neutral clothes. Looks like they're wearing a dress with like an apron over. They've got a headband over, kind of keeping all of their hair nice and neat. Looks at you coming in and it's like, "Oh, well, be with you in 2 shakes, and just hold on just a moment." Goes and pours a drink for someone before heading to you. Would you like a booth, a bar, or a table? A booth? Coming right up.
It's just like, what?
Looks like it's gonna be about a 10-minute wait. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. Until then, would you care for a drink?
Water, please.
Okay.
Yeah, water for me until I get my stomach.
Okay. So just a moment, and I'll get that right to you.
Thank you so much.
Jimothy, table for 2.
Timothy.
And you see a busboy run over, and he begins cleaning off a table, taking all the dishes off of it. And
Okay.
all right. So in the meantime, you see a bustling tavern. There are a few seats at the bar. There's a table that is being prepared for you guys. Well, a booth that's being prepared for you guys, and it looks like there's a couple of tables available as well. In the tavern, you also see a bulletin board that says, in big letters above it, says "Help Wanted," and just various different flyers of like odd jobs and whatnot. About 10 minutes goes by, and one of the waitresses come over and seats you at your table.
Booth.
At your booth.
Atlas
Sorry.
just kind of flumps into the seat and just like head down.
Yeah,
Just
Midori kind of
laying
figured
there.
that Atlas wanted to be.
Peace and quiet.
Okay, and you're both handed a menu. On the menu, you see several different drinks and foods, and you can take a second to look at your tablets, and I'll pull it up for both of you. Let's see.
You know, it would be really funny if Atlas just didn't know how to read.
That's up to you. I mean,
He probably can. I imagine that he was probably taught before his parents.
yeah, I would think that Menodius would probably have taught
that
you.
Too. Yeah.
Would probably have taught you how to read and write. So you're good there. Okay. So yeah, a waitress will come up and so, can I start you all with drinks? And she puts the waters that you ordered. Maybe something alcoholic?
No.
And for you, little one?
Dude, I'm trying to decide if she would actually drink or not. You know what? I want to try that liqueur.
The liqueur, the chocolate liqueur? Okay, so just keep the water coming for you?
Yes.
and a
He
chocolate
looks at her
liqueur.
desperately.
Any appetizers while we're at it, or we need a few minutes?
What the fuck is an appetizer?
An appetizer is a small dish that you eat before a meal.
Usually like salad.
No.
Okay, and for you?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, well let Melanie, I'll be your waitress for tonight, so if you need anything else, just let me know.
Getting full service here.
And she walks off and puts your orders in.
Okay.
Would you say Atlas is a little overwhelmed?
Yes, he is so overwhelmed right
Okay.
now.
So,
He's like,
Ladori,
"What the fuck is this?
make an
What the fuck
insight
is
check.
that?"
Inside. Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Oh.
You can definitely tell that Atlas is a little overwhelmed. And with a nat 20, how is Atlas feeling at this moment? Anything that you want to share?
He is so... There's just so much going on, and it's very clear that, like, he's about ready to explode. Like, he... You can kind of, like, see in the verge of his face that he's just on, like, if someone says the wrong thing to him, he may or may not snap.
Oscar, quiet.
Well, I summon puppy dog and make
He's dreaming of that pseudo dragon.
So Lidori is just going to like lean forward a little bit on the table and go, "Hey, you okay?
No.
Not used to the city?"
I guess. Not used to this many people in general.
Yeah.
Not
Kinda
used to
freaking
people at all. Living out in the woods is much more quiet.
That's what I like about it. But sometimes it's nice to be surrounded by people.
We'll see about that.
Okay, so
Dog break.
yeah, a few minutes go by, and the waitress comes back with your drinks, tops off your water, and says, "Have we had a chance to mosey over the menu?"
Oh God, what? This is just so.
And you're handed the chocolate liqueur, and it looks like it's like clear liquid, and then there's this layer of like a light tan, and on top of that is a layer of like dark of like a dark brown, but it's a little shot.
Okay. So it is a shot.
Yes.
Okay. Atlas,
Huh.
have you ever had seafood?
If you mean fish, then yes.
I'm talking like crab and lobster.
No, I've never been to the sea.
Okay.
You take that as you will.
I'm going to get the captain's platter.
Okay. All right, so one captain's platter. Is that going to be for both of you or just for you?
Well, I'll start with the captain's platter, and depending on whether or not he likes it, I might order something else.
Okay. And for you?
He just sees steak and he's just ready. Steak. He just points at it.
All right. So we'll be back in just a little bit, and enjoy your stay at the at the Truffle Tomb Tavern. I forgot the name out of character. I'm sorry. Melody will walk off and put your orders in.
Yay.
After that, Atlas will take a few minutes to like gather his bearings. But he's
probably being in a booth is probably quieter over here.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's it's tall and probably reflecting sound away from us. But the help wanted board has got his attention.
Okay, so as you're sitting at the tavern, you hear a slight tapping on the stage, and it looks like there is a few people with instruments that actually begin playing. You see one person on a fiddle, one person playing a small flute, and another person playing on a drum. And yeah, you see that help wanted sign.
Okay, Atlas is immediately distracted by the people playing music.
That's fair.
Probably sit and enjoy it, wind down for the day, and I have a puppy on me.
You do have a puppy on you. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna roll.
He'll do his best to remember whatever tune they're playing.
Okay, so they rolled about a 14 for a performance, so not bad. They're not bad.
Yeah, he'll remember the beat.
Okay.
Try to take note of it for later.
Sure.
Ladori will actually see him like tapping on the table to the beat to help himself remember it.
Yeah. Ladori, with your natural 20 insight, it seems like Atlas is kind of a music person, and you do remember seeing that really intricate drum from before.
It's so have you ever I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but let me look it up real quick. It's a bodhran, if you know what that is.
I think so, yeah.
I'll put an image.
Ellie, why are you... I need that.
How do you spell that? Bodhran?
Here, I posted it. It's bodhran.
I don't have access to my Discord.
Oh, poop. It's spelled Bodhran.
Bodhran?
Yeah.
Okay.
They use like a little stick.
Yep. Okay,
and they hit
for
the inside
chat,
of it.
so they can kind of see what you're talking about. Okay, that's cute. Any specific like carvings or anything on it?
It's a dark wood. The rimming outside of it is made with like a dyed purple leather. And the stick that he keeps with it it's made out of bone.
Okay.
So it kind of looks like like a femur.
Okay, cool. All right, so they keep playing. Eventually, they finish their song and they go into another one. They're gonna keep playing different sets throughout the night. But
Okay.
yeah, you see
Yeah,
the
he'll
help
tap
wanted on the bulletin board. A few minutes go by, and both of your meals are presented.
Food.
Yep.
All right.
Sufficiently distracted.
Scarves.
Let me see. So the chocolate liqueur is... Shit, did I not put it down?
It's
Oh yeah.
Divin's liqueur,
What? Yeah,
silver.
Divin's liqueur. So that's 1 silver, and for the steak is gonna be 3 silver. You get steak and potatoes. And the captain's platter is 7 silver. And you, like, when she brings it out, you see it's like a platter, and it's mounded. Just like
Oh.
mounded. In Maine, they have these at like different seafood places, and that's why I put it on there. And it's just full of like fried shrimp, scallop fries, and oh my god, it is just a mass of food. A lot of people will split them between two.
Oh my God.
When I order it, it usually lasts me like a couple days. And I am a big, beautiful man. Okay, so you guys begin enjoying your meals.
Lidori will offer Atlas to try anything that potentially looks appetizing.
He will try to like take one of the shrimps, and then he just eats the whole thing, tail and all.
A little crunchy at the end there, but it's not bad.
Crunchy.
A little crunchy at the end.
I mean, if it's fried enough, it'll just kind of break apart in your mouth.
That is true. But yeah, it tastes very good, very good. And there's also a lobster that comes like in the middle of all of it too. Just the lobster tail.
Oh, he's just like, he kind of like pokes at it, it's like hard, and he's like, are you supposed to eat this?
Lidori cracks it open and shows him.
Oh. He'll try some of the meat.
Alright, yeah. You try some lobster for the first time. Whether or not Atlas likes lobster is up to you.
Yeah, he'd probably like it.
Okay, yeah. So it's it actually comes with like a tub of melted butter that you can kind of dip it into.
God.
Yeah, good stuff. Getting hungry now.
I technically haven't eaten dinner.
I'm starting to get there. We had a little bit before the game, but now I'm like, oh no, I'm talking about food. We're in the town of food, and I want more food now.
Oh my God, this was a terrible idea.
I'll probably make pancakes after this. Yeah.
I have a mini waffle maker.
Nice. Okay. So you guys, we'll say that you guys finish eating. You're able to take any leftovers with you. They have like a box to go if you wanna take it with you.
Boxes to go.
Yeah, of course they do.
Great.
This is Morris Farm, man. You don't have like coolers and stuff unless you get like the higher suites. They do have some ice boxes for like the luxury suites and stuff, but you got the communal room, so.
Okay.
so
I have. I wonder if this would work. Hold on.
Do you want a soda?
Yes, please. Two hours with no combat.
I was gonna say like Atlas could like shape water and freeze a block of water
Thank you.
into like whatever container is in there.
That's true.
Though it says the change only lasts for an hour, so
Right.
it just melts, soaks the food. It's
Okay,
fine.
so yeah, you guys finish eating. There is that bulletin board if you wanted to. I know you said that Atlas was kind of eyeing it a little bit before the band started.
After they have food and he's chilled out by listening to music and stuff, he'll go up and check out the bulletin board.
Okay, so there are 6 jobs posted. One is it said that it's from a person named Ferdinand Tharum, and he is saying that records have been disappearing in the Morrisport Hall of Records, and he's looking for someone to investigate why. There's another one that it's saying that a large bug-like humanoid has been spotted north. With a swarm of spiders that are moving uncomfortably close to Morrisport, and to inquire with Houston Milton for more information. There's another one that says there have been some trespassers in Morrisport Graveyard, and that there was someone that was found in a strange stupor, and to inquire with Ormali at the Temple of Myris. Another person posted one saying that there was an ogre that was spotted to the south, and to inquire with Captain Rudith for more information. Another person, it seems like it's a job concerning a satyr came into town and racked up quite a bill and speak with Corwin, the tavern owner, for more information on that. And another one is missing people. Several people have gone missing from Morrisport, and to inquire with Mayor Zelroot for more information. And that's when you kind of remember Malkador. He's probably trying to do that job himself.
Yeah.
Okay. With that information, you'll also notice at the bottom of each one of the flyers is a little rip thing that gives the name of the person giving the job. So you can kind of you see most of them have like a little thing ripped. Whether or not people are actually doing the job remains to be seen, but yeah.
Atlas will take a few of them.
Sure. Which ones in particular?
The missing people one.
Okay.
The graveyard one.
Okay. Yep.
And the spider one.
Okay.
Gooders.
All right. Perfect.
Actually, he'll grab the ogre one too, because he's probably had some dealings with fucking ogres.
Sure. Okay.
Whether or not they ended well is another story, but
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So with all of that, what do you do?
He'll go back and sit down and.
Okay, it's starting to get a little late. We'll say after all of that, you probably spent a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours if you wanted to stay and listen to the band. And we'll say it's roughly 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay. Atlas will, when he sits down, he'll kind of like put the papers on the table, and he'll say, "Do you remember that guy that we found, or that I guess technically we found, on the road, Malkador, I think his name was?
Yeah.
How he mentioned
Nice guy.
there were, he mentioned how there were people missing. There's something on the bulletin board about it. It says to talk to the mayor. Maybe we could at least give some information to him, or see if we could help out."
I want to be that. I mean,
And then it said there's another one that mentions some kind of bug-like humanoid and spiders that have moved close to the farms. I can't help but think about the cocoons we came out of.
yeah. Those weren't really. I'd say they were more like membrane, but yes.
I'm not. Well, what I had remembered of like what kind of like material was the cocoon made out of.
Sure. Yeah, so it was, I mean, it was kind of like a spider egg, sort of. So I can definitely see your character having that correlation. But it was like this black sort of membrane as well. So it definitely
Okay.
had a different consistency than your typical like even for like a giant spider or anything like that.
Okay.
So might be related, might not be.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's some kind of variant. I don't know. It wouldn't be. I guess it wouldn't hurt to check it out.
Right.
Maybe make some coin on the side. Since apparently people care about that kind of thing.
Yeah, money's a little important today's.
Atlas is just going over his head about like, why can't these fucking people just do it themselves? I just take care of everything myself. Oh. Massive culture shock.
Okay, what do you guys do?
Well, it's a little late to go talking to anybody about any of these.
Yeah, we could do that tomorrow. I guess
So
we
how
could
about
probably
we go back, try some of that ice cream?
I don't want to talk to her again. Ugh.
Kissy's a little too much for you.
Oh my god. Okay, fine. Of all the places we had to stay, it's there. Jeez.
So do you guys head back to the Sweet Dreams?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you head back to the Sweet Dreams. You open up the door. There's that little ding 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 as you enter, and he goes, "Oh hi, welcome back to the Sweet Dreams. How can I help you guys?"
Atlas is like hiding as best as he can behind Ladori. Even though he's like a whole 1.5 feet taller than her.
He's kind of like peeking around to try to see you.
He's not he's like doing his best to hide.
Are you guys heading to bed, or were you looking to get a nice sweet treat?
Well, we promised we'd try the ice cream when we got back.
You did promise. You did promise.
Liz is like muttering under his breath, I didn't promise anything.
Now, are you looking for the shooken frosty, or are you looking for the coned ice cream?
Honestly, I don't know the difference.
Okay, so the iced cream, it comes on like a waffle baked cone with a couple of scoops of the iced cream. It's like a solidified sort of cream mixed with your choice of flavors. You can either get like vanilla if you're a little more plain, or we got some chocolate, of course, because it's Morse pour. But we also have different fruits. We've got little sprinkles that we can put on it, made out of a nice sugar. Different like pretty much all kinds of different toppings. You can see right in front of you here. There's a nice big list, and she shows you just pictures of pretty much any kind of topping you could imagine a chocolate shop to have, or like an ice cream shop. Now
Atlas peeks behind, or like from behind like Ladori's head and says, "You said fruit."
Oh yes, any kind of fruit you want. We got strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. We've got you can get some peaches. Let's see. Did I already say blueberries? I think I did say blueberries. Yes. We got bananas, and we do have a special shipment of dragon fruit as well. If you want to try that,
Dragons.
Dragon fruit. It's like a prickly little plant. It's a very like exotic. So it's pretty good. Or you can get the shooken frosty, which we put a little bit more cream in it, and then we mix it all up, and then put it inside of a mug, and then top it with some whipped cream, and then a nice little cherry on top. You can add toppings to that as well.
Atlas disdainfully stares at Ladori and like kind of leans in and whispers, "How much money do we even have?"
We have enough.
God.
Could I get one of those chicken frosties mixed with like peaches?
Oh, good choice. And for you?
I think I'll do the same, but instead of peaches, I'll do the dragon fruit.
Oh, you're living dangerously then. I kid.
Like, why is it dangerous?
Coming right
This
up.
is not a fruit!
You see her, she kind of shakes her hands together as her hands begin to spark with this kind of coldish energy. You actually see snow beginning to form in her hands, and then she uncovers the counter and uses magic to conjure up ice. As you see her take some cream and pour it on the actual slab in front of her. It looks like it was water, and she has just frozen it, and she's actually preparing the iced cream right in front of you as she's doing this. And she does it right in front of you. I'm sure you've seen some YouTube videos of people doing this on top of so yes,
yeah.
so she does kind of that where she's like chopping it all up like that, and then she puts it inside of a mug and pours some milk, like thick milk, more like a heavy cream, and then she uses some magic as you see the all of the contents begin to kind of rise out of it and just shake up as she does this with her finger, and they all mix together, and it kind of goes back into a thicker consistency, and she takes out a dollop of of whipped cream from a spoon and puts it on top. Cherry or no cherry?
I'll take a cherry.
Sure.
And she gives you both a shook and frosty.
Yay!
He kind of like looks at her like there's like a whole newfound respect. Like, I never thought about using magic like that.
My dogs are fighting with each other.
I can hear them, yeah.
They're being little gremlins.
Yeah, they're playing.
My cats are surprisingly being good and are sleeping.
It's because this character is high energy, so I have to be high energy, which makes my dogs high energy. Okay. So, and you begin to taste it's basically an ice cream shake, and it is delicious. That little extra magic is that little extra bit of love.
Atlas is now wondering if he can do this himself.
She used a cantrip for the ice, and prestidigitation for the actual presentation.
I don't know if I have access to
Digitation?
Yeah. But I do have shape water. I mean, technically prestidigitation is a cantrip, but...
That is, yep. Yeah, you could. I would rule that you could shape water you could use shape water to do the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, because she just froze it.
Yeah, it's just a liquid, so.
Yeah. I have. Oh, I'm getting ideas. It's fine.
Okay, so for the 2 shook and frosty, that's going to be a total of 1 gold.
Okay, here you go.
And takes it and puts it into a satchel, and you guys enjoy your frosties, and they are very delicious.
Yep.
Anything else you want to do?
Drinks it too fast and gets a brain freeze.
Yeah, you suck it in a little too fast. And
Like, what is this? It's hurting me!
You've poisoned me, witch! Oh, did you drink it too fast, dear? You gotta sip it. You can't drink it too much. Oh, I should have warned you. I'm sorry. That's on me. That's okay. I'll tell you what. I'll give you half one for free, okay? Because I didn't warn you. It's my fault.
he looks at her like, okay, that's fine.
And she begins chopping it up and makes a little bit less and fills the rest of your drink.
He's very intent on watching.
Yeah, you can see the whole process of what she does, and she looks like she loves doing this. She absolutely... That's why she tries to push it. Like, yes, it's the most expensive thing on the menu, but she loves being able to put that extra flair into her cooking. You can tell she really gets happiness from making people happy. So, yeah.
Well, while she's making it, he'll kind of like, while he's watching, he'll say, "Are you the only one here that knows how to do this?"
Yes. I trained a little bit when I was a kid at the college at the in the Elven Forest of the Aramis Forest. You know where Alandis is? I trained there for a little bit. Didn't really care for it. Took what I knew. Came down here, set up shop, and yeah, here I am today. Just kind of going through and making a bunch of treats for people, making people happy.
He kind of like, he doesn't want to talk to her because she's so in his face, but now he's
one thing and she just trails off.
But like, he kind of hesitates and he's like, "Can I try?"
do you know magic?
Yeah.
Come on
Okay.
back.
So
She
he
kinda
like
ushers you all back,
goes back.
and she pulls up the thing, and the surface is still cold from when she used the cantrip to freeze the water, and she'll actually help you in trying to figure out how to do it. So go ahead, and what are you going to use to try to do this?
So he'll use shape water to
Yep.
try to mimic the freezing of the cream to turn it into ice cream. And thinking about different flowers that are edible and taste really good, he'll use Druidcraft.
Okay, cool.
And sort of prestidigitation. He'll Druidcraft flowers into it.
I'm gonna have you make. You can either use Arcana or Nature, since you're using Druid stuff for it. And I'll give you at the advantage, since she is helping you with the process.
Okay.
Lidora's gonna sit there enjoying her drink, watching Atlas in a non-awkward social
Okay,
platform.
I'm gonna use nature because I have a better.
I had a feeling, yeah.
Okay, so first roll is 11.
Oh, I saw that say 18 at first too.
Yeah, I know. So 11 plus 3 is 14.
14. Okay, so yeah, it's not quite as good as hers, but you're able to do it. You form it up, you do the little mixing flair, you add that flavor from the flowers and whatnot, and then she puts it into a mug, and it's like, all right, now the moment of truth, and you puts a straw in it, and
he added I'd say probably what are some good tasting? There's some rose in there.
Okay.
Probably some I'd say more I'm trying to think of sweeter probably some like cinnamon.
okay,
Like
yeah.
cinnamon stalks.
Sure.
That it's not dried obviously, but he thought of some sweeter stuff to kind of like do a little mash of
Okay.
spices.
And she takes a sip, and you are a natural. Are you looking for a job? Because I could really use some help around here with other people that know how to do this, because I have to do it all myself. I'm just a little tiny little
Oh
short
god,
guy.
oh god.
I could pay you. It'd be about I could give you like 5 silver a day.
He kind of looks at Lidori like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here.
6 hours a day, 5 silver a day. That's yeah.
We won't be
Price
here
is
for
negotiable.
much longer, but maybe I could work tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, okay. I could use some help tomorrow. It's a busy day for us here at the Sweet Dreams Inn. So I could definitely use your assistance, and if you can keep up that work that you're doing there, and he kind of slides it forward and gives you what you made. The ingredients and stuff, that's on the health. You can go ahead and share that amongst yourselves. But yeah, you come back tomorrow, I will definitely put you to work.
Okay. Now he's like excited.
Atlas has gotten his first job.
Okay, and you're able to taste your creation. It's not as good, like the consistency. It's not as thick.
It's probably
but
like
still,
a little chunky, maybe
still
a little
pretty
like
good.
frosty instead of creamy.
It's still enough to kind of go, I made this, and it gives you that sense of pride as you eat it.
Yes.
Okay.
That's not what he needs. He definitely doesn't need an ego boost.
All right, so you guys finish eating. For brevity's sake, we'll say that you guys head to bed, unless you want to talk with each other at all before you do so. We can elapse to the morning.
They just pass out from their sugar high.
So you get into the communal quarters, and they're basically, it's just a large room. There's about 20 beds. And it's pretty much whatever bed is open, crash into. There's a footlocker with a combination lock that you were given from Kithy when you actually ordered the room, so you can and those are changed every day, so you're not gonna No one's gonna be like, hey, I know this combination, and steal your shit. So you guys crash. You can put your gear away, and yeah, you sleep for the night.
Yeah.
That night.
Oh no!
Both of you are sleeping after your pretty pretty refreshing day for both of you. It was a little high stress for Atlas, but over all in all, not having the stresses of the world on your shoulders was definitely a welcomed sort of treat for you guys. That night, it's very hard to get any sort of rest. You're able to benefit from the short rest, though, but you feel constricted. Once again, that similar feeling of when you woke up in the pods, and there's like this crawling sensation all over your bodies, and there are these little like worms snaking all around you, just this writhing sensation all over you, and you feel like thousands of little pricks all over your body, almost like leeches that begin sucking at your skin. And you are able to actually open your eyes, and the darkness finally goes away, and you see this chamber that you're in, and just people all around you hanging almost like they're crucified, and they're stuck there. Have you guys ever seen the Aliens movies? Like the xenomorphs and stuff?
A while
Bits and
ago.
pieces.
Okay, bits and pieces. Well, they're kind of like suspended up in the air with this black membrane ooze that's just all over their bodies, and you kind of look around and you are also in that position as well. Your eyes flutter open for a moment, and your vision is very blurry, and you see these globulars of just black ooze kind of pulsating and bursting, and then one opens up, and you see this like worm-like creature that's probably about 10 to 11 feet long, kind of coils up, and it opens up its mouth, and you see these like tendrils kind of begin to snake for you, and
No.
it kind of comes up right to your face, and you see these just vicious rows of teeth all over, and you kind of hear it right before it like it just jumps right at you, and then you wake up. That is your 7th day of rest, so you guys benefit from a long rest.
Oh, thank God.
So
So we're
all
all
of
healed,
you're completely healed. All your spells are regenerated. So you wake up and you are covered in this cold sweat.
What the fuck?
I don't like that.
So like we like look at each other and we both look the same.
Yeah, you're both like you've seen a ghost. You're both stark white, or in your case, like a very, very pale blue.
He was already pretty pale blue, but now he's very pale blue.
You also see, it looks like the light is hitting your eyes from the windows, and you look around the room, and no one else is in the room. And then you hear the tolling of the town bell, and it chimes 1, 2, 3, and then you count all of it in your head. And I don't think Atlas would know what that meant, but Lidori, it signifies that it is 12 o'clock.
Oh shit.
How did we sleep until noon?
It's what?
Noon.
Oh,
Midday.
Almost
Atlas
midday.
will, like,
Midday is 13 o'clock.
get up and like recover as best as he can so he can run downstairs because he said he would work today. So he'll get dressed, but like not in his leathers. Just his simple outfit.
Okay. So
Well,
basically,
he'll probably pull his hair back a little more.
what she's gonna have you work is basically the lunch rush. So you go downstairs and you see her just kind of scrambling back for orders, and she doesn't even say anything, just tosses an apron at you.
Okay,
You grab a
gotcha.
hold of it and you begin to head to work. So that's going to be 3 hours that you're going to be occupied. Lidori, during that 3 hours, are you going to be doing anything?
Hi, Ryan.
What?
Oh, hey, Ryan. Hi.
Yes, you
Hello.
finally caught one of our streams.
Yes.
Lidori's probably going to go to the bathhouse and
Sure.
clean up after having that dream because she feels gross.
Okay.
Yeah.
She feels gross.
We're fucking nasty.
That's fair. All right, let me change the tune since it is now the next day. Sure.
And assuming nothing happens there, Lidori will go, go around town, maybe go to the stables and make sure Flump is behaving.
All right. So you get to the bathhouse. First of all, hang on. Let me go there. Bathhouse. Here we go. You get to the bathhouse and you see a young woman who actually has like fins all over her body. Her body is blue with scales, and she's got webbed feet and hands, and she's wearing a very small amount of clothing. And she walks up to you and is like, "Oh, welcome to the Riverside Spa. How can I help you today?"
Oh my god.
How much is it for a bath?
Just a bath? Are you looking for the extra features of the full day spa? Or are you looking for some companionship? Or are you just looking to clean up?
Companionship? This is a fucking brothel? This place has got everything, doesn't it?
It's a tourist spot, of course
Holy
it does.
fuck!
I just would like to clean up a bit. Yep.
Sure, that'll just be a simple 2 copper.
Okay.
And
I
she
can afford that.
hands you a towel, some soap, and a nice scented sort of shampoo.
Yay.
Will elapse time. You go to the communal bathing spot. There's not a whole lot of people here. Maybe an elderly couple. And you bathe up, you clean, get dressed, and you head for brevity's sake. You go check up on Flump, who doesn't even acknowledge your existence because he's too busy getting pampered and primed from Ivelia, who kind of just gives you a wink and a smile. And yeah, you kind of head on your way. Where do you go after that?
Lidori will probably wander around and then go check to make sure that Atlas isn't absolutely losing his mind.
Okay, so I'm going to have you make a basic charisma check, Atlas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh
no.
You're working in public service.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I'm waiting for him to like snap at someone and be like, back off, bitch. Okay, it's not terrible. 12.
12. Okay. Well, you don't start any fights.
That's good. That's a +1 for me.
So you're serving different treats and stuff to the people and the patrons of the inn, and you, after the 3 hours, you make it with you get 3 silver for that little bit. There's 2 more silver that you're going to get at the end of the day during the dinner rush. If you come back to that, she doesn't expect you to if you don't want to. And in tips, you get an additional 12 copper.
Okay. So not a whole lot, but it's fine. So 12 copper, and then you said 3 silver?
Yes, 3 silver
Okay.
and 12 copper as a tip.
Cool. Okay.
Okay, and you guys reconverge?
Yeah, I'm just imagining he like did his best to like he's got like fake smile going on, but it looks scary. Oh my god! And then like some child gives him lip, and he like gives them the death glare.
He kind of sinks in his
Fuck off,
chair.
kid.
So yeah, after all that, you guys get back together. You still kind of have that dream, can't get out of your head. It's not like making you unable to actually like function, but it's definitely in the back of your head. But you reconvene.
We'll blame that on his poor charisma check.
Sure. But Ladora, you're also kind of it's in the back of your head as well. So both of you reconverge. You have about 7 hours before you're going to be re-needed at the Sweet Dreams Inn.
Okay.
Okay,
So how was your day?
I got paid.
Always a plus.
And I mean, making the, what are they called? Frosties?
The Shookin' Frosties, yep.
The Shookin' Frosties. I get to work with my hands, it's nice.
Good.
Feels kind of accomplishing, I guess, to be able to have some kind of creation that other people enjoy. I don't know what it is about it, but it's fascinating.
And this is why a lot of people own bakeries.
I can see the I can't think of a
Appeal?
fucking word. Yeah, the appeal. That's the word I was looking for. I can see the appeal.
Good.
So, how did you sleep last night?
Well, I mean, I slept.
That's it. Didn't have any weird dream. He's like
Did
squinting
you have
at
a
you.
weird dream?
Yes, I had a weird dream. We both woke up in a cold sweat at the same time.
Yeah.
What is going on? We woke
I
up in
don't
pods
know.
and now we're having weird dreams. What the fuck? I don't know what did you see this? Did you see weird worms?
Yeah. I don't like them.
For a moment, as you're talking about it, you kind of get that crawling sensation again, but it fades quickly.
And you're gonna force me to fucking drink. Anyway, did we recognize? Did we recognize what the fuck any of that was? Like, creature-wise, like, have I seen that before?
Go ahead and make either a nature or a arcana check. It's going to be a high difficulty, though.
Okay, I'm gonna do nature. Come on, big money. No,
Nope.
That's a whole 5.
And Midori? Yeah. You have never seen anything like it before.
Cool.
It's and just thinking about it, trying to kind of match it up with something that you may have seen before, trying to put some rationality behind it and some real world equivalent, it just ends up giving you even more creepies than you already had. There's this bone chilling sense of dread that kind of pours over you as you realize that whatever this is, it is not natural, and if this thing is spreading, time is of the essence.
Well,
So who did it say to go talk to about those missing people?
There was the mayor.
Shelroot. Yep.
I think maybe we should go give him a visit.
I agree.
That seems the closest to our actual situation.
Yeah. Where would we find the mayor?
I'm gonna go find a guard and ask him where to find the fucking mayor.
Atlas will follow.
Okay.
Yay.
So you head outside. It's pretty easy to find a guard. This one's a little bit more fit. He's not the the Dave equivalent. And he sees both of you, kind of scratches his head a little bit, looks around, and says, yes, can I help you?
Oh my god, this dude.
Could you point us to the mayor's, where we could find the mayor?
Yeah, go past the Sweet Dreams Inn, and once you cross the river, you'll see the big old building, and that's Jarut Manor. So just head there, and they'll be able to. You can go right in though.
Alice will be like, he'll just kind of approach, and he'll be like, "What?"
Kind of shrinks a little bit. It looks like he's definitely a rookie when it comes to the guard.
He's like stuttering, and Alice is just like, "What are you saying?"
Thank you very much.
Good. By the time he spits it out, you guys are already gone.
Okay,
But he says good day.
Atlas is gonna become a bully.
You're a horrible person.
Kinda is. It's fine. He'll figure it out.
Okay, so you basically follow his directions. You head down the little stream. There's a small little bridge that goes over it. You pass a few people while you do so, and you see the large mansion. It looks very good on the outside. Once you head in, you see that the double doors are open, and several people are kind of going in and out. And then once you enter in, you're expecting this big, fancy mansion. Well, at least Lidori is. Atlas probably doesn't have a frame of reference.
Absolutely no expectations.
Normally, when you head into the foyer of like a manor or a mansion, you expect like a big spiral staircase and like banners, tapestries. Taxidermy animals and stuff like that. But instead, what you see is basically the bare minimum. And in fact, there are like bedrolls all throughout the main chamber of the mansion. And there are a few people actually sitting or sleeping. There's a couple of people that are playing cards. It looks like these people are like lower class, like people who kind of can't really afford a whole lot. So I will have make a basic perception check if you kind of want to get the gist of what this place is about.
Both of us, or
you Atlas, you can roll as well, but it's going to be a disadvantage if you do.
okay.
My passive is better than that.
Well, what's your passive? Always go with your passive.
11.
I got a 16.
Okay.
15, sorry.
So both of you kind of get the gist that it looks like the mayor is most likely a pretty generous person, because he's essentially turned the foyer into basically a communal hall where people can just kind of, if they need a place to sleep, rather than having to go outside and sleep under the stars, they can have simple food and shelter in the mansion for free.
Oh, that's...
But you see a what looks like a maidservant comes up. She's pretty well dressed and heads up. She's got both hands kind of claps over each other and looks at you, kind of gives you a respectful bow. And, welcome to Jarut Manor. How can I help you today?
We were passing through and we noticed the posting in the tavern about the missing people.
Yes, tragic event indeed.
Is there any information you guys can give us about that, or is there something we can do to help?
Well, the mayor would definitely like to speak with you if you're willing to be hired for such a expedition. Give me a moment and I'll alert the mayor of your presence. Can I ask what your names are?
I'm Lidori and this is Atlas.
Lidori and Atlas. Alright, give me a moment, I'll be right back. And,
Lidori's probably used to going, I'm Lidori and this is Plum.
She gives you both a bow, and heads up the stairs and goes into one of the doors.
Okay.
You see a few people in the corner, and they're rolling dice against the wall. It kind of clanks, and you see one of them goes, "Ha ha!" The other one's like, "Ah!" and hands over a satchel of like a little coin purse, like, "Ha ha! Fair and square." And they kind of looks like they're anteing up another game of cards afterwards. Do you do anything while you wait, or do you just wait for the?
No, just gonna wait.
Okay.
We'll wait and watch.
All right. The maidservant comes back and says, "Right this way."
Thank you.
You head up. Okay, so let me get that open. You head up and you're led inside of the mayor's chambers, and you see a man adorned in like bluish robes. He's got like adornments over, but they're not jewels. Instead, they look like carved runes. They look like things made out of like bones and other things like that. Something that Atlas, you would probably collect actually. He's got a long, dreaded white beard and white dreadlocks. He's got dark skin and piercing brown eyes. He takes his blue cap off, kind of wipes his brow for a moment. And he looks concerned. He looks up at both of you. Oh, come in. Take a seat.
Go in and plunk
Yep.
down.
Sit down.
So, I hear that you are attempting to assist with our current missing people's issue.
Yep.
Okay, and I was told that your names are Lidori and Atlas. Okay. Well, I am the mayor of this town. My name is Louis Jalroot. People mostly just call me mayor. But I very much appreciate any assistance that you can give. I'm afraid I can't give you a whole lot of information about what is going on, but I'm afraid several people have just up and vanished. We're not sure exactly what is causing this. I've had a few other people take the job, and they went into the mountains, and I'm afraid it's been 2 weeks since I've heard any signs of anyone.
There didn't happen to be a group of 3 of them where they were kind of... Never mind, it's fine.
There was a group of 3, but that was a few months back.
Oh, okay, never mind.
As you probably entailed, this issue has been going on for quite some time. So if we can put this issue to rest, and if you can figure out whatever is going on in an expedited manner, there will be quite a substantial reward for you.
Well, Alice kind of looks at Lidori, kind of wondering if he should mention. There's something going on in the earth.
The earth? How do you mean?
I come from the mountains, and we both woke up within some strange manner of cocoon, and there were others where, when we opened them inside, there were bodies that had been, how should I put it, digested.
Digested? Like how?
As if the cocoon itself was made out of some sort of acid, and there was nothing but muscle left.
That's concerning to say the least. And
Right.
can you describe these pods that you said?
I can't remember exactly what they look like, so Atlas will go into detail
Sure,
about
yeah, you described
membrane and
the black membranes, the pulsating light that you saw inside of the ones that you were inside of, and the whole digestive fluids and whatnot.
Yeah.
I can't say I've heard anything matching that exact description, but I have heard of oozes, gelatinous cubes, orchid jellies, things to that. But even then, that doesn't sound like it exactly fits the bill. However, if it is something like that, we have... it's an alarming news, to say the least.
Have you noticed anything about the trees, the foliage around here that looks sick?
Let's see. No, I can't say anyone's reported anything like that, and the only plant life I interact with would be the local trees and the flowers of the city. No reports from our farmers or anything, but if you wish to learn more information about that directly, I would recommend seeking out Houston Milton.
Houston Milton.
He's a farmer up north.
Okay. Atlas will kind of look at Ladori and say, I wonder if whatever this is, it hasn't left the mountains quite yet. Were the people who disappeared, were they in their homes?
No, usually they were out on some journey, perhaps a retreat, perhaps a date. There have been some disturbances in the graveyard as well, mostly at night, but to that fashion. And then we have the matter of the two men that came back from the graveyard in a catatonic stupor.
Have they recovered at all?
Not from what I have been notified. They were found just a few days ago, and they have been like that since.
Have I heard of anything like that? Like maybe some kind of creature that could cause that?
Make a... that would be yeah, that would be Arcana.
Arcana?
Yeah, that would be Arcana.
Okay. 17.
There are a few creatures that can cause a sort of frightening effect. Like, something about them. Usually, they're in the categories of, like, either mythical monsters, which would be very alarming, or perhaps even aberrations.
Okay. And then you said it's like a fear effect?
Yeah.
Would like maybe any kind of poisons or would this be some type of paralysis?
Not really a paralysis per se. It's more something like either a magical effect or just a natural, like, what the fuck is this thing sort of fear.
Okay. Is there... do you know where these people are being held right now? The ones in the stupor?
Let's find out. Hang on just a second. Yes, they are being held at the Temple of Myris, which is actually just a few doors down.
Okay.
A few buildings down, I should say.
Atlas will look to Lidori. Do you mind if we go and check these people out?
I don't mind at all.
Okay. I can't think of anything else to bring up.
Well,
If you see any sort of black disease-looking sickness within the earth, within the roots of the trees, if you could find us and let me know.
and you see him flip a book open to a blank page and begins writing stuff down. I certainly will. If I am quite the trained divination wizard, so if you could find any of this material, I might be able to divine something and more information out of it. So definitely keep a lookout for me.
Okay.
Thank you for your assistance. I can't imagine you would, and I would be careful because whatever it is could be acidic and actually hurt to handle. So, yeah, hang on.
I should be able to.
Rifles through his desk a little bit, and he holds out like a few glass tubes and hands it.
Okay, yeah. I'll take them.
You can go ahead and mark down on your character sheet that you have a glass vial.
Okay.
Yay! File.
Just one.
3 hours and no combat.
Yeah, he would probably give you like 3 just in case one breaks or something. So, yeah.
3 vials. Okay. And if you need to find us, we are staying at what the fuck is that place called?
Sweet
The
dreams.
Sweet Dreams?
Sweet Dreams, yeah.
Alright, I'm familiar with Kithy, and I can definitely get a hold of you if I need to.
Oh, Kissy.
You get used to her.
I don't know if that's possible.
Thank you both for your assistance, and if we can put this matter to rest, I will make sure that you're both well rewarded.
Thank you.
He nods his head, and you see him continue writing stuff down. You see the woman who met you at the entrance kind of opens up the door and bows and gestures basically to exit.
Okay. Atlas is on a mission now.
Okay.
Head to this temple.
Yeah, you head out, and she closes the door behind you. You head out of the manor, and you can see the temple from here. It's a large steeple, and there's a depiction of this goddess. It's like a stone statue, this beautiful woman with long hair that goes all the way to her ankles, and it's almost flowing like water around her. She's very beautiful and kind of has this like looking up at the sky sort of motif. She is nude except for her hair, which is covering just barely the enough to kind of
the naughty bits.
Yeah, enough to cover the naughty bits. Do you guys want to roll a religion check to kind of know who this goddess is?
Sure.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm a paladin with absolutely nothing in religion. This
You're not that kind of paladin.
No, I'm not.
Ooh, I got a 4.
I get a 7.
I accidentally just threw it.
Is that both modified? Both of that was...
Yeah, that's. I only have a +1. In
Okay,
religion.
yeah, no, neither of you have heard. The DC was 10. It was not a hard DC, but neither of you have heard of Myris.
I don't fucking know. I don't live in society. I probably only care about the nature and whatever. I'm trying to look up the gods. They're the deity that storm giants worship. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah.
It is. They worship. Patron deity is Strahmus.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's one of them. They have a whole pantheon for the giants, but
yeah,
that's the one that
that's their patron.
Yes.
Yeah, that's their patron.
All right, so you head in, and immediately you're hit with the smell of like a very pleasant smelling incense,
Yeah,
and you can hear like
Jake.
a chiming in the air. It's almost a mystical feel in this place. As you follow the red carpet that leads to an altar where a well dressed woman in like priestly robes is standing. You see benches that kind of line the hallway, and there's a couple of people, a couple of couples, I should say, of people that are like holding hands, and they're like leaning on each other. It looks like they're very much in love, and they are. It looks like they're waiting to be seen. And you head up to the altar with the woman who has a book. It's more of a podium, I should say, not an altar. And she looks up and sees both of you, and she gives a smile. Ah, Myris's blessing. How can I help you both?
The mayor told us that the people who had been afflicted within the graveyard were staying here.
Oh, you were here for that. Ormali will want to speak with both of you. Give me a moment and I'll alert her of your presence.
Okay.
And so, do you guys have a seat, or do you just stay standing?
I know, he's just standing. He's like uncomfortable with all these people who are being all PDA.
I'm still standing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so you guys are just kind of standing there, and a few minutes go by, 5 or 10 minutes go by, and this old woman kind of comes hobbling out with a cane, and she's got one eye that's like closed shut and kind of wanders over. She's wearing the same priestly garments that the woman you were just speaking with was too, so you're getting the idea that she is also one of the priests here. She's probably been here for a long time, and she kind of stops and looks at you with her one good eye up and down.
Oh my god.
Here's Callistre?
Huh? Who are you? Who is she looking at?
You.
Oh god, okay.
You're the spitting image of Callistre.
I don't know who that is.
Oh.
Oh.
Nail?
Wait. How do you know that name?
It is you. My, how you've grown.
How do you know that name?
It is your name.
I know that.
I knew your parents.
But they... When?
A long time ago.
God. Is she human?
She is human. She looks
Okay,
like
okay.
90. Maybe, yeah, she's like 90 years old. Probably older, but... What brings you to the Temple of Miras? Are you two looking to conceive?
Huh?
No.
Conceive of what?
No.
A child, of course.
No.
Alice, like, looks at Lidori and is like, I don't know if that's possible.
Do you say that?
Yeah.
Neither did your parents.
No, that's not why we're here. Oh god. No, I came here because
Esmeralda, are you bothering those people?
Jesus.
Or Molly. No, of course not. Good day, dears. And she kind of begins to take steps away, and she walks away.
Fuck.
You see this woman in, she is wearing similar vestments, but she's got a few more jewels. She's got like a banner that, like a scarf that goes over her blouse, and a holy symbol made out of pure gold. And she has a long blonde braid. She's very beautiful to look at. She walks up and
Sorry, I'm gay.
she looks at both of you and, hi, I was told you were inquiring about the people from the graveyard.
Yeah. It was like calms down because what the fuck?
Don't mind Esmeralda. She has gone senile in her old age.
Oh, I don't know about that, but anyway, I think she's got her wits about her.
Perhaps.
Yes, the people who were afflicted.
Right this way. And she leads you further into the temple. And that's when you pass a few rooms, and there are people out in the open copulating.
Oh no!
And you see priestesses over them that are blessing their basically, as they're having sex, they are being blessed during this process.
Atlas is like, every now and then they pass a door and he like watches, like really confused as they pass by, like what the fuck?
And you actually see it's not just men and women. There are also gay couples. There are you see some ghibli bits on some feminine looking people. So there are transgendered people. There are just people of all walks of life that are here. And you're getting the idea that this is likely a goddess of love, beauty, and fertility.
Holy shit! Is Atlas putting two and two together?
Yes, I would say. Well, what do you mean in regards of putting two and two together?
Out of character, I'm realizing that they probably came here so that they could conceive.
You're starting to get that idea.
Okay.
Which means that Esmeralda might have more information.
Okay.
But you're let in, and she, like, it doesn't even seem to phase the person you're speaking with, or Molly. Takes you into a private chamber where you aren't going to be distracted by the sightings of the temple.
The sex.
And so she sits you down, or if you take a seat, and she sits down herself behind a desk, and she crosses her legs and looks at both of you. Well, give me a moment. And the two people are led into the chamber, and they look like they're able to walk, but they both have this kind of vacant stare as they're just like brought in and sat down, and you hear like they're like making this incoherent noise, just like and you see Armali just kind of gesture. Here they are. They were found this way by the graveyard at one of the mausoleums.
Well, now that I see them, I don't think I can do anything, but I'll try anyway. I'm gonna go to one of them.
Sure.
Did she bring in both?
Yeah, she brought both of them. Yep.
Both of them. Okay.
So
I'll go to. Okay.
the person you go to first, we'll say is it looks like a younger, probably late teenager, long black hair and probably ruddy fair skin, splotches a little bit. He looks a little dirty. They most likely bathed him after they found him, but they weren't able to give him, because he wasn't cooperating, it almost seems like. And he's kind of sitting there a little jittering, just is
the other one an adult by chance?
They're both, he's an adult too. He's like late teenagers, like 18-19. And the other one is probably mid-20s. And that one is female, long blonde hair, and a little bit darker skin, like a tannish sort of skin tone. They're both humans.
Okay.
And they're just kind of muttering incoherently.
I'm not sure if this will do anything, but I might as well try.
Sure.
I'm going to go to the woman, and I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration.
Oh shit! You have Lesser Restoration?
I sure do.
Okay, so the woman, so you, how are you approaching this situation? Because I believe it is a touch spell, isn't it?
It is a touch spell, yes.
Okay.
So are they like moving, or
they're just kind of jittering a little bit?
just
like,
jittering? Okay.
They're twitching a little bit.
Atlas will just gently put his hand on her arm,
Okay.
on the side of her arm.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh boy. Ooh, okay. That's a whole 4.
4. So she doesn't. So which one were you doing it to? The woman?
The woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
The woman's just kind of jittering, and as you touch her, she's ah! And just screams in your face, and then she calms down. Where am I? Who are you?
I don't think that's relevant, but if you could take a moment to...
Philip? Kind of looks over to the other person that's just kind of twitching there. What's wrong with him?
Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, do I want to use my second slot? Yeah, fuck it. I'll do the same to him.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, Jesus. Please roll a little higher. Okay, that's an 8.
Okay. What's your AC?
Oh no, 14.
Okay.
Oh my god! I'm gonna get decked in the face, it's fine.
So you put your hand on him, and he doesn't have the same response. It's not like a scream, it's a and he takes a deck at your face. He gets you square in the nose. He's not specialized in those kinds of weapons. He only has a +1 to his strength, so that means he's got he does
damage.
3 points of damage, because the one is
oh,
doubled.
yeah, because it crits.
So it's a crit, so that's 2 plus his strength modifier of 1, which is 3. So 3
Here's
points of
your
damage,
Kai.
and he you can instantly like feel. Yeah, he broke your nose. Oh!
Yeah, I'm just.
But you are able
Alice
to
will
cast
just
it.
kind of like drop to the ground and like kneel down.
You see him
and
just kind of like he sees you, freaks out a little bit, and kind of jumps back in his back in his seat and looks around. He sees the woman. And, oh, thank God. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are you all right?
It's okay. I should have seen it coming.
Let me see.
Okay. He's just bleeding down his nose. It's kind of crooked. It's actually probably like
Stand still.
his eyes are watering.
Deep breath.
All right, make a medicine check.
Jesus.
Well, yes.
Reset the nose. Or you
I
can
could
use
probably
magic.
do that too, actually.
I was going to lay on hands after.
Well,
Okay.
before you do that, I'll actually use the medicine check.
Well, I got a 18 for my check, though.
18?
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So-
Roll. I got a 24.
Okay.
Atlas will just sit there and kind of like calm down, and he'll just go.
Yeah. Yeah, you basically. I'm not sure if you've ever actually had to set a nose before. This actually happened to my brother.
Oh, no.
And my dad had to do it. And basically, you start from here and you just go like this. And
Oh
it
yeah,
hurts.
Atlas just.
Yeah, and you can kind of feel it go. and go back into place. You can already see under your eyes are starting to blacken a little bit.
Well.
And are you gonna cast lay on hands? You said.
I will lay on hands to make it all better.
Okay, and instantly the blood begins to fade. You can kind of feel the magical energy in your nose as it heals over. The eyes go darker, they bruise, and then they fade back in. It basically goes through the whole like week,
the whole healing process.
the whole healing process in an instant. Oh, you all right?
I'm fine. Don't worry about it.
I'm terribly sorry. I don't know what came over me.
I mean, you're fine now. I don't know what came over you either, but just glad I could get rid of whatever this was.
Okay, I'm gonna have them both roll to see if they remember what the fuck happened to them. Nope, and yep.
Oh, okay, good.
So, the woman's like, I don't... How did we get here? Last thing I know, we were just paying our homage, paying respects to your father. Like, the man speaks up. He's like, right. Oh, I remember. We went into the tomb and into the mausoleum. We heard panicked noises, like a cacophony of people suffering. And I remember the shadows. They were flickering in the distance, and once we approached, all I remember is the eyes. So many eyes. Then I blacked out, and now I'm here.
Okay, eyes. Does that sound anything that I've ever heard of?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Oh shit. Oh my! Why am I rolling so terribly? That's a whole 3.
A 3. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Roll
I
a
get
2.
a
15. Okay. So it's not uncommon with aberrations and things to have multiple eyes, multiple appendages, multiple mouths, and things like that. The first thing that pops into your head is the obvious beholder, and you're really hoping that's not the case. If it was, you guys would be in a lot more trouble than just a couple people in a stupor. So you're pretty sure it's not a beholder, but some sort of aberration is what you're guessing.
Well, do you share that, or are you keeping that to yourself?
Yeah, no, Lidori would share that.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm starting to get really tired.
It's fine.
That's okay. We're at 3
okay.
hours, so we'll probably end it pretty soon, but we'll at least wrap this up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I would do everyone's best not to go back near the graveyard then. If did this happen at this happened at the same time, right?
Roughly about the same time. Yeah,
Okay.
the dates are correct as far as you guys waking up and then this incident happening. So it's very possible that these two situations are related.
Great.
Wonderful.
Great. Fantastic.
Yay. You see Ormali takes both of them, and she'll look at you both. Are you all finished with these two? Are they able to leave?
Yes, that's all
They
I
should be fine.
wanted
Right
to
this
do.
way, my children. She
Take them
ushers
through the
them.
sex hall.
Hey, thank you so much, Ryan, for the subscription. Very much appreciate it. You are good people.
I hope you enjoyed the sex hall.
The sex hall. And she'll lead the couple out before closing the door. She'll kind of lean up against the wall. 50 gold. if you
Do I have to pay that?
No.
Oh.
50 gold if both of you can go to the graveyard, figure out and possibly stop whatever it is that caused that. It sounds like there's something lurking in the tombs, and I'm afraid I'm gonna have to shut down the graveyard, which hasn't been done in hundreds of years.
I wouldn't want that to happen. It looks so well taken care of.
Well, I need to stop by the blacksmith and get my armor back.
Very
Oh
well.
yeah.
If you need an advance, I can help you with that, perhaps half now, half later.
No, we should be fine. Thank you, though.
That's very generous of you. I will try to assist you in any way that I can. Seek out the groundskeeper. His name evades me, but he will be able to point you to at least where they found the couple. I thank you and any assistance that you can give. Is there anything else
Also-
I can help you with?
No, I think we're good.
If those two come back with any more information, that would always be helpful, I guess.
I will be sure to pass the information along. Thank you both. May Miras guide you.
War flashbacks. Atlas is just suddenly remembering everything he just learned like 5 minutes ago. He's just like, fuck.
You guys go anywhere else?
I guess at this point we would head to the blacksmith.
The blacksmith. Okay.
To see if the chain shirt is done.
So,
Yeah.
brevity's sake, we'll say that you get your chain shirt. If you want to buy a weapon, you're more than welcome to do that as well. I'll say also for brevity's sake that you get the saddle a little bit early. Flump will be released to you, and you'll be able to have Flump when you actually go to the graveyard. For balance purposes, obviously. And you guys can get ready and geared up. We can actually elapse the day, so you went to work, you took care of the night rush.
Do you want me to roll again?
No, we're gonna. I want to wrap things up for today's session. So you get to the 2 other silver. Yeah, actually, go ahead and see if you get a tip. Go ahead and roll charisma.
Okay. God. Please roll good. Big money, big money.
No whammies, no whammies.
No, I rolled an 8.
An
It was
8.
worse this
Okay.
time.
You get
Atlas
Tired
is
and
so
distracted.
racked with all this bullshit that just happened. He's
you get
probably
4 silver.
snapped.
I'm sorry, 4 copper. 4 copper as a tip. So 2 silver, 4 copper.
It was pity copper.
Yeah, pity copper, pretty much. I've given my share of pity copper to waitresses before, so people having a bad day.
Oh my god. And
So
you said
yeah,
2 more silver.
yes.
Okay.
So you gear up and you guys head to the graveyard, and that is where we will end tonight's session. So
Okay.
we will start with the checkpoint. Remember that you got 1 for the recap. So we're already at 1. Now, I see 6 viewers in chat. At this point, we're going to be doing experience checkpoints. What that means is they're going to go through and tell me what they have learned. They can get up to 8 by themselves. So Kai will come up with something, and Token will come up with something, and that'll be 1 checkpoint that they get. They can get up to 8 if they're able to do that. However, being in chat, this is where you guys get to kind of interact with the stream and help them out. If you guys learned anything throughout the game, either something you didn't know or something that you thought was particularly interesting with the session, go ahead and post it in chat, and you can actually net them an extra checkpoint, and this will allow them to go over that 8 maximum and possibly get them higher leveled up. So I believe you are how many into the level?
2.
You're 2 into the level with the extra checkpoint that you got.
3 into the level.
So
with the
3
extra
into the
checkpoint.
level. You need 1 more to level. So if chat can come up with 1, and you guys get 8, you will skip over level 4, and you will go straight to level 5. So
Yay!
first things first, Kai, what have you learned?
Midori has learned that Atlas has lived a sad, pitiful life without chocolate.
That's true. Atlas, what have you learned?
Atlas learned that somebody knows who his parents are.
Yeah. All right, Ladori, what have you learned?
Midori has learned that you can purchase extra services at the spa.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
dear God.
Companionship. We have a variety of different races and sexes. All genders available. I'm sorry.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! Token. I'm sorry,
It's a shame that I don't have a sex fucking fiend this campaign. Anyway,
Ryan, literally anything that you can come up with that you just thought was interesting, you're more than welcome to throw into chat.
What else did we learn? We learned that whatever happened in the graveyard happened at the same time that we woke up, or around the same time we fell asleep and woke up.
So it's very possible that these two situations are connected. All right, Ladori.
Let's see.
All right, Ryan says the poor intern needs a hug. First days on the job are terrible, and may he never run into a Karen. I am gonna count that. That's one from the audience. Anybody else in chat, if you come up with anything, or Ryan, if you come up with something else, go ahead and post it. All right, so Ladori, what have you learned?
I have learned that Flump is a bastard who will ignore me for free.
Yeah, I'll definitely allow that one. Flump
has his priorities.
Yeah, he's got his priorities. All right, Atlas.
Playing off of the fact that Atlas learned that someone knows his parents, he also learned, at least put two and two together, and realized that his parents came to this town so they could magically conceive him.
Yes, that is true. Okay.
Yeehaw!
Because out of character, I actually just wrote up the article on interspecies, and dwarves and elves are incompatible. So even, they're genetically incompatible, so they would have had to have magic assisted.
Nice.
Yeah, so you were a magic baby.
I'm a magic baby. Maybe that's why I'm a druid.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Ladori, what have you learned? Magic baby, all caps.
Magic baby.
Ladori has learned what ice cream is.
Yes. Yeah. Atlas.
Alice learned how to make ice cream.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. All right, Ladori.
What are we on?
We are on 4 out of 8. Halfway there.
Halfway there. Okay.
And then you got 1 from chat. So you're at 5, technically. You need 9 to level up. To 5.
Ladori has learned that Atlas doesn't like large amounts of people.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't like a lot of things, but yeah, that's definitely one of them.
Atlas, what have you learned?
Atlas learned about society.
All right.
That it's very hectic.
Ryan says that Atlas is an ice cream magic baby.
That is going to be his staple from now on.
Excellent. All right, so Ladori.
Ladori has also learned that Atlas is musically inclined.
Yeah. Atlas.
Yes, he is.
Playing off of that, Atlas learned a new tune, or like 5.
Yeah. Throughout the night, they would have probably played about 5 or 6 songs. So, all right.
Yeah, he got all that memorized.
2 more.
I was about to say I lost track again.
2 more from each of you.
So technically 4.
Yep.
Yes.
So
Or 1 from each of you and 1 from chat. To get to level 5. So I don't know if Adam is still floating around, but if you've learned anything, go ahead and type in the chat.
well, we've learned that apparently there's an aberration in the graveyard.
Yes. Yep, that's two confirmation, because Atlas was already kind of thinking it might have been an aberration, and then you're also getting that inclining as well. So
Right.
it's very possible that there's some sort of an aberration in the graveyard. Atlas.
What else did he learn? Evan just scared the shit out of me. Fuck. What else did he learn?
I mean, has Atlas ever broken his nose before?
Probably. Probably. He's probably dealt with much worse.
Right.
I can only imagine what Modonius probably would have done to him.
Right.
Atlas learned how to work with the general public.
Yeah, absolutely.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he's good at it,
Yep.
but he sure did learn.
All right, Lidori, last one.
I learned that I can go about 3 hours and 15 minutes through a game session changing the colors on shit and you don't notice.
What?
Oh shit, this is blue! Oh shit, that's just a bunch of colorful trees!
Oh my god, no, I completely didn't notice. Wow. Yeah, you certainly did change the color of several things.
Oh my...
That's wonderful. All right, I'm counting
I
it.
accidentally just
I'm gonna count that.
I just deleted the name off of my fucking initiative marker.
Oh, nice. That's all right. Atlas, last
oh my
one.
God. Oh fuck! I don't
Last
think I can
one,
beat that.
No pressure. No pressure, but this will get you to level 5.
Oh shit! Oh, fuck. Did we mention that Atlas learned what chocolate was?
Yes.
Okay.
I think that was the first one you came up with.
I can't remember. Shit. Atlas learned somewhat about how money works.
Yeah, you learned. Yeah, that's a big one for you. Absolutely.
Yeah,
a little bit of a culture shock, but you're kind of getting the
he's
whole.
probably ever had money except what he probably pickpocketed off of dead bodies
Right.
and people.
And if you've had to trade with somebody, you'd probably do something of equal value. Like here's a lamb for a sheep or something.
Yeah.
All right, so that's going to be 9 checkpoints, which will get you to exactly level 5. So you have 0 out of 8 checkpoints into level 6.
Nice.
So go ahead and roll your hit points to see what you get for your 2 levels.
I got a D8.
That entire session was no combat at all. That was all role play.
Well, except the one time that Atlas got punched in the face.
Yeah, but initiative wasn't rolled. So yes, there was an attack.
So that's 1 max.
Nice.
That's my hit die.
Yeah, oof.
And that one's going to be rounded up to 5.
5, okay.
Yeah.
So 5.
Cleric, Paladin is die 10.
7 plus 8. So I got 17 more hit points.
You did your Constitution modifier twice?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so
2 5s.
So yeah, 2 5s and your.
Or would it be 2 6s? Because
yeah, two 6s. Yeah, because it's half plus 1.
So we're now level 5.
Yep, you're both level 5.
Okay.
Go ahead and adjust that, and while you're doing that, we're gonna sign off here. So thank you guys so much for watching. It was I wasn't expecting it to be all combat. I had several different combats planned, but we ended up just being a roleplay session, which is pretty cool. But next week I'm sorry, the week after, because this is an every other week. This is a bi-weekly game. We will delve into the Morrisport graveyard. But until then, you guys can join us tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we'll be doing the Tyranny of Talk with a whole new set of players.
Except for me.
Yeah, Kai will be there. We will also have Zay and Uba, and we'll be doing that game as well. So thank you guys so much for joining, and until next time, see you later. Toodaloo.
Bye.